Getting lost in the music is great, except if you're driving. Nissan's available Intelligent Safety Shield technologies could help you avoid bad drivers. Hurry into your local Nissan store and get great offers during the Safety Today event. Or shop ChooseNissan.com today. Now, back to the music.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Baby, the Trump train. Woo! Baby, what's going on? As you know, I'm happy. You could probably hear the smile on my face, for Christ's sake. But before I get into that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, folks. And once again, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. Before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the broadcast. There's all kinds of little buttons next to the player right in front of you right there. All right, Facebook like buttons, retweet this button, social media buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, baby, and spread it around like wildfire that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, folks. This is episode number 252. That's right, 252 on the episode of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, folks, if you have been living under a rock, folks, what happened last night, and this is what I alluded to yesterday, that if Trump doesn't sweep these damn primaries that the fix was in, and by God, he swept them by landslide. Woo! I'm telling you, I don't know what else the damn GOP is going to do at this point in time. I mean, these are record-breaking voter levels, for Christ's sake. I mean, you cannot fix this crap. All right, I'm serious. I'm telling you right now, the Trump train steams on forward, folks. I'm excited, all right? I mean, I got a smile on my face, for Christ's sake. I could feel the capitalist revolution just unearthing itself to say the least, folks. And let me tell you, all 5 primaries last night went to Donald Trump. And let me tell you, it just goes to show you America definitely wants to go towards itself, all right? We want to start thinking about ourselves again. And before we get into what is going to be the infamous foreign policy speech of Donald Trump, I just want to bask in this sweep of the 5 primaries, for Christ's sake, because let me tell you, you got every goddamn GOP establishment asshole on every social media avenue out here on the internet trying to rub it in the faces of everybody. And not to mention, you had them, this past weekend, Priebus and Hoagland and all those other assholes trying to say, well, no, not exactly. The GOP, actually, the party nominates its own nominee. I mean, we're not going to accept that, folks. I mean, it's especially at these voter levels, especially what else do you need? I don't understand what more do you need, GOP. I strongly warn you that if you continue with these shenanigans, and look, I mean, they're already going on with it. I mean, you heard Ted Cruz's announcement, for Christ's sake, and we'll get to that in a minute, for Christ's sake. But let's take a step back, all right? Let's bask in it. Let's take a deep breath, for Christ's sake. I mean, we won all 5 primaries, for Christ's sake. The Trump train steams forward, all right? All right, let me tell you something. I want to say cheers, first of all, to the Capitalist Army and everybody who is partaking in the attempt. And let me tell you, even if it's just something as forwarding news articles, even if it's something as doing a blog, as in some instances, as we've mentioned in the past, if it's something as small as doing some video, something informative, for Christ's sake, we need your help out here. You are the new media. Do you understand this? We are the new media. What is happening is unprecedented. We are seeing the mainstream media, these talking heads, these idiots that had so much power over our minds, completely be decimated by the power of information that is at everybody's fingertips. Because not only does everybody got, well, at least for the most part, have computers now, everybody's got a goddamn cell phone. And these cell phones are connected to the same damn internet, and people can just kind of gather their information however they see fit, and people are getting a lot more informed, a lot easier, a lot faster. And I'm just, before I drink this sip of scotch and say cheers to all of you, I implore everybody to partake. Everybody to partake in the phenomena that is Trump, all right? I mean, we need all the information necessary to be put forth in the masses. You understand this? In the masses. And remember, not everybody goes through the traditional avenues to gather their information, folks. So, I mean, wherever you have your spare time, energy, and effort, instead of watching anime or playing, some video game, I mean, just take a couple of minutes away from that crap. Make some kind of an image, for Christ's sake. I mean, there's this guy named Ben Garrison, which, I like his art, but from what I understand, I don't know too much about the man, but his internet name is Zyklon Ben, and that's all I got to say about that. And I mean, I'm just saying, if he would just take a step back on, the Fourth Reich, and maybe just emphasize the fact that we need to get rid of this liberalism. I mean, but he's a perfect example. I mean, he's got an artistic talent, and he's utilizing that talent to try to put forth information into people's heads, man. I mean, do you understand that? We need artists. I mean, we need videographers. I mean, we need people that are, talented, poets, literary people. You understand this? This is a capitalist revolution, man. Trump is sparked. He has sparked the torch. And we have got to carry it up to that mountain, folks. And if we don't, by God, I mean, we have talked about it over and over on this broadcast, what the alternative is on the left side. And, of course, on the left, they could care less about this country. I've told you time and time again, the left, whoever is basically elected president over there, they're about international power. That's all it's about. So once again, I implore anybody who's on the internet that has any kind of talent, I mean, look at yourself in the mirror, spark some synapses in your brain, try to get some talent, and go out there and tell people that we have to make America great again, and not just to make America great again, we need capitalism to be great again in this country, folks, and I'm guarantee you, when Donald Trump's elected, for those folks that were alive and lucky enough to witness the 80s, all right, I believe it's going to be 100 times better. I genuinely believe that, folks. If Donald Trump's elected, the economics that is going to be implemented as it relates to the American economy, I mean, the economic theoretical approach, I should say, to the American economy is going to basically turn this whole damn country around, where folks are going to be proud to go to work. They're going to be proud of themselves again. They're going to look at themselves in the mirror. They're going to say, hey, look, I make a living. I feed myself. I clothe myself. I can do what I want. I can take my own trips. I could save my money. I could carve my own destiny, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, do you understand the left has taken away from the majority of people? That's why we're in the current position that we're in as an economy, for Christ's sake. Everybody reads the writing on the wall, for Christ's sake. Everybody's hoarding their cash. Nobody's out here blowing capital anymore, for Christ's sake. You're seeing more and more mom and pop shops close, for Christ's sake. It's not a joke. That's why Trump's candidacy is so important, all right? Now, I didn't mean to take a serious turn here, but I mean, this is serious. I mean, this candidacy of Donald Trump is that serious, in my personal opinion. And that's why I implore anybody that has any kind of talent, please utilize it. Utilize it. to the ability of enhancing the presidency of Donald Trump. And I guarantee you, folks, Donald Trump will not forget the capitalist army. I'm telling you this. I know there's probably jerk dicks out there that are going to be like, whatever. I guarantee it, folks, all right? So please, if you have any kind of artistic talent, if you have any kind of poetic talent, literary talent, videography talent, all right, spoken word talent, anything, we need you, all right? The capitalist revolution needs you. Do you understand this? The capitalist revolution. We want prosperity again. We want the opportunity to be able to accumulate our own wealth. And the only way that we can accumulate our own wealth is if there's wealth circulating in America. And that's what Donald Trump represents. He wants our money circulated, continuously amongst each other. All right, via wages, via products, via exports. I mean, that's why he wants to go to the negotiating tables with these goddamn stupid countries that are juicing us dry. China, Mexico. I mean, there's a whole bunch of countries that are out there that are juicing us dry, and they're not even entertaining our products. Not that we have many to begin with. And that's what Donald Trump represents, folks. So anyway, please, if you have any talent, please get on the Trump train. We need you, boy. Do you understand that? We need you. Anyway, I want to say cheers to the capitalist army. I want to say cheers to the Trump train, and I want to say cheers to Donald Trump. Folks, I can feel it, man. I mean, can you feel it? I can feel it, baby. I can feel the fact that Trump, because let me tell you, if he gets the nomination, Hillary doesn't stand a chance. And we talked about this yesterday, and we've been talking about it as of late. Joe Biden is positioning his ass to usurp that nomination from Hillary Clinton. I'm telling you this right now, all right? I'm not joking. Now, whether or not that's going to be able to transpire, because who knows? I mean, that's an internal struggle in the left that's pretty much well hidden, because, these leftists, they're good at hiding their own internal struggles. They're good at, hiding their own, garbage, because they don't want the general public to know what kind of filthy, soulless scum they are. But I'm telling you, there's an internal struggle over there. But cheers to everybody who is making this happen. It's happening. In my personal opinion, it's happening. The Trump train steams forward. It's happening, man. It's happening. Cheers, baby. Cheers. Oh, man, that's beautiful. I'm telling you, nothing like some good scotch. I'm telling you, folks, all right? I'm telling you. Anyway, what I'd like to do is I would like to, bask a couple of more minutes in the domination, the utter domination of the 5 primaries last night by Donald Trump. And I also wanted to talk about how Donald Trump called out Bernie Sanders, all right? That's right. Donald Trump called out Bernie Sanders and said, hey, look, Bernie Sanders, it doesn't look like you're getting a fair deal. And look, Bernie Sanders came out today and suggested that. We'll talk about that later on the broadcast. But Donald Trump called out Bernie Sanders on Twitter, and he's called him out several times in some of these speeches that he needs to go independent, all right? I mean, seriously, since he's not getting a fair deal over there on the left, he's calling out Bernie Sanders, put up or shut up. All right, put your money where your mouth is, you 75-year-old prostate-infected closet commie. And let me tell you why Bernie Sanders isn't even going to entertain that. And if he does entertain it, it's because the Democratic establishment told him so. But I doubt it. I think that the Democrats would be shooting themselves in the foot if they even entertained that this old windbag run as a third party. I'm serious, all right? I mean, hence, that's why Trump is calling his ass out to do so, because if he does so, he's just going to suck the goddamn votes right away from the left, and it's going to ensure a goddamn domination of the Trump train to the goddamn White House. And I can't wait, baby. I mean, goddamn, this is a great time to be alive, great time to witness what's going on in politics today. It's beautiful, man. I'm serious. I'm basking here. I'm basking. I hope you're basking. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, folks, once again, the Trump train victorious, all 5 primaries last night, and I'm basking. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject matter. I don't know if you folks have witnessed, and if you haven't witnessed, it's on YouTube. You can find it. I tweeted it out today, and if you haven't done so, please follow me on Twitter, all right? Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. I tweeted this out today, the foreign policy speech. And, it should go down as one of the most important speeches in American history if this man is elected. And even if this man isn't elected, God forbid, all right? God forbid. Even if this man isn't elected, this is one of the most important speeches in American history as far as I'm concerned, all right? And I don't know if you heard the whole speech, but he's basically alluded to a lot of the subject matters that yours truly has not only entertained here recently since I've come back on this broadcast, but since 2008, since I turned from true conservative radio to true capitalist radio, for Christ's sake, man. I'm telling you, and I want to just briefly go through a couple of things that this man alluded to in this foreign policy speech. It was a pure 100% American foreign policy, all right? He basically called out everybody that we're protecting, all right, since they want to be liberals. And look, this is what I loved about this part of the foreign policy speech. He called out these people that we're protecting, a la Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, these goddamn oil-rich royal families, certain parts of the international community that's getting us into conflicts when, they're not really paying us enough money. Or let's just put it this way, they're not making it enough of an incentive for us to continue to put our necks on the line for these people. And Trump is going America first as it relates to that. And he throws the leftist right in these stupid idiots' faces and say, you're not doing your fair share. Did you hear that in that speech? He said, look, to the guys that we're out here protecting, hey, it's all good. It's great. We're out here, we're protecting the world, but you guys aren't doing your fair share. So it's about time you guys start doing your fair share. We're going to start pulling back a little bit. All right, we're going to start focusing our foreign policy 100% on radical Islam, baby. If that isn't a declaration of war on radical Islam, I don't know what is, baby. All right? I'm serious, and that's why I strongly advised everybody who is on the other side of the pond, my European brethren. That's why it's even important for you guys to help us in this propaganda war. Because let's stop pussyfooting around. It's a propaganda war out here. I'm talking about on the internets, baby. We need you to help us elect this man. He basically said that our foreign policy is going to be 100% eradicating radical Islam, baby. And let me tell you, and he acknowledged, why radical Islam is the way it is. He called out Obama's blunders, for Christ's sake. He called out Obama in many different fashions. I couldn't believe it, baby. I couldn't believe it. He called him out. You remember, folks, I was against the Egyptian revolution. You remember this? If you don't, just go back to the archive, folks. You can go back, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. You can go there, every one of my episodes that I've ever broadcasted. And if you go back to that time, I suggested that the damn Egyptian revolution was a complete ridiculous farce, and it shouldn't have happened. And I was bitching as it was happening. I was calling out the actors at the time. Remember Wael Ghanem? Remember that asshole, that Google executive that rabble-roused all those idiots at Tahrir Square? Do y'all remember that crap? I remember it very vividly, folks. If you go back to that time and correlate it with my broadcast, you'll hear it as it happened. And I'm telling you, folks, I was against it, and let me tell you, Donald Trump called this man out. He called Obama out on this, that he got rid of a secular dictator. And let me tell you, I don't even want to call Mubarak a dictator at that point. He was loosening up his economics. I mean, that's why Egypt was actually bustling as an economy, was budding as an economy, as a matter of fact. But of course, Google, I don't know if it wants to acknowledge its, or at least its executive's role in the fact that it utilized technology, because this is what happened, folks, and I described it back then. First world technology moving rapidly into a third world country. And that's why I suggested Mubarak at the time in Egypt was a secularist, all right? I mean, even though he was possibly there for a little bit longer than your average leader, the man was incrementally bringing in economic freedom. I mean, that's the whole reason why these individuals had these technologies that were rapidly just moving into this third world market very fast. I'm talking about, computers. I'm talking about iPads, I'm talking about all this crap. They started getting this. They went online, and, when you have first world technology like Twitter, like instant messaging in mass quantity technology, and you've got people that like Whale Ghanem that were able to utilize this to manipulate massive amounts of people and mobilize them at Tahrir Square to bitch about I don't know what, to the point where it forced Mubarak to basically be overthrown by the military. I mean, the military, basically had to move in because it was, the damn whole goddamn country was going into wild Jehudism. All right, and then, I never understood this, folks, the first time, and let me tell you, you can go back, it's all on YouTube, this disgusting mainstream media that's nothing more than a propaganda wing for our goddamn government tried to pass off the toppling, all right, the overthrowing of Mubarak as some sort of significant leap forward into mankind. I mean, they tried to romanticize this nonsense. And I was completely against it because I didn't understand it. I did not understand it. And guess who they threw in there and backed up by our government and funded by our government? The Muslim Brotherhood. That's right, folks. And let me tell you, if it hadn't have been for the Egyptian military to basically assume command, like maybe they should in Germany, and we'll talk about that later, unfortunately. But if it hadn't have been for the Egyptian military assuming command and basically arresting Morsi, which ended up becoming the leader after Mubarak, he was Muslim Brotherhood, and arresting the rest of the Muslim Brotherhood that were supposedly elected in these elections, I mean, Egypt right now, Egypt would be under Sharia law. They would be under, some kind of ridiculous Islamic, fundamentalist dictatorship. And the only reason that the Egyptian military went in and got Morsi, who was the damn, or Morsi is his goddamn Muslim name. I don't know. I like to disrespect these scumbags as much as possible. But when they went in and arrested Morsi, the reason that they did so is because they intercepted a phone call between him and al-Zawahiri. Al-Zawahiri, of course, is the old man that was the literal right-hand man to Osama bin Laden. That old man with the dot on his head. He always has a Kalashnikov or some AK in back of him or some kind of crap. I'm serious. That guy, they intercepted a goddamn a phone call. A goddamn phone call between Morsi, who was the newly elected president after Mubarak, after the first Egyptian revolution, between Morsi and this idiot Zawahiri. And that's the whole reason why the Egyptian military assumed command, basically arrested all the Muslim Brotherhood, executed these pieces of crap. I think they're about to execute Morsi now. Who knows? They may have already done so. I don't really know, but yeah, it was because of our government that backed up this crap. America, Obama, Hillary Rotten Clinton. I mean, I think that people need to look into, and look, this is why I'm telling you, folks, if Hillary Rotten Clinton runs against Trump, she ain't got a chance. She's got so many skeletons in her closet, one of which is, her lover. And let's be honest, I mean, there's more than enough documented evidence that suggests that her and Huma Abedin, or whatever the hell she wants to go by now, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, they spend, nights together at hotel rooms. I mean, the Drudge Report has, linked these articles. I mean, we're not talking about that, but let's talk about Huma Abedin and her blood connection to elements of the Muslim Brotherhood, okay? I mean, this is all coming together. It's disgusting and it's filthy. The reason that I digressed into this, folks, is because Donald Trump called this out, all right? Donald Trump called this out. He called this a grotesque, disgusting error in foreign policy, and it was backed up by this administration. He called out Obama for it. He also called out Obama for Libya, which I was also against, for Christ's sake, because I don't understand why we were going after Libya. I used to use Libya, if you go back to the true conservative days, as a reason why the Bush administration's war on terror was working, for Christ's sake, because you had Muammar Gaddafi at the time saying, we're not going to have weapons of mass destruction. We're not going to do it. IAEA, you come in here. IAEA can come in. We're not going to do it. I mean, he was bowing down. All right, Gaddafi was bowing down to any kind of inspections from the IAEA, UN inspections. He was showing that he was going to be more favorable to the international community. I don't understand why, to be honest with you, Obama and Hillary Rodham Clinton decided to overthrow this. I mean, he was a dictator. Let's be honest, but I mean, Muammar Gaddafi, they killed terrorists. Do you understand that? And I've said this time and time again. Islam, unfortunately, only respects fear, all right? I mean, it does not respect love, and, of course, the proof in that is Europe. I mean, look at the reports coming out of Europe, for Christ's sake. Europe accepted these people with love, and look at them. They're terrorizing them with fear. That's all they respect. And for whatever reason, this Obama administration decided that he was going to go in there, and then same with Hillary. I mean, Hillary, there's a clip of her actually laughing about bringing down Gaddafi right before an interview. I mean, she was trying to be Caesar about it, for the Roman Emperor Caesar. I saw, he died, is what she said. I think I'm paraphrasing. I mean, you can look that up on YouTube, folks. This is the internet's. I mean, that's what's so beautiful about this. I mean, no one can really talk out their ass without you saying, "No, I got to hear this." I mean, really, that really happened. I mean, it really happened. I don't understand why the administration went after Gaddafi. All right, but let me explain something to you, folks. All right, I didn't hear you socialists cry, and I'm going to keep pounding this to you, dumbass socialists that claim that you're, for the people and socialist, and you even know what the hell you're talking about, all right? I didn't hear you socialists cry when, Obama and Hillary Rodham Clinton, I didn't hear you cry when they took down Muammar Gaddafi, all right? I didn't hear you cry one bit. And you want to know why I say that? Because he was probably the only half-ass socialist model that's ever worked, you morons. I mean, I hate to keep reiterating this, and I hate to keep beating a dead horse with you idiotic, stupid socialists, all right? But Muammar Gaddafi actually had free health care for every Libyan citizen, you moron. Every Libyan citizen had a place to call home. They had a roof over their head, you stupid idiots. All right, I mean, Muammar Gaddafi actually sold oil, and proceeds from the oil sales on the world market, were actually given out to the people of the Libyan citizens in a monthly check. I mean, you stupid idiots, all right? This idiot was probably the only socialist model. And you see, you really could never understand whether or not it was a long-term legitimate model or whether it would have worked, because your boy Obama and your girl Hillary Clinton killed his ass, all right? I mean, I have no idea. I don't get it. I mean, I just don't get it. And I'm glad that Donald Trump, in this infamous foreign policy speech, folks, and let me tell you, you have to hear it, and you have to hear it over and over again. I mean, he calls out this administration, also calls out the goddamn Bush administration subtly. I'm telling you this right now. I mean, he calls out, at least 15 years plus worth of goddamn bad foreign policy, man. And not to mention bad economic policy. Unbelievable, candid, just brash, ballsy foreign policy speech, folks. I mean, if you don't believe in this man after this, if you don't believe that this man wants to make America great again, I mean, good Lord. I pray that, nothing happens to this man, because remember, this system, that he is trying to be the president of, there are elements within it that, may or may not lose power, may or may not lose funding, may or may not lose authority, that may get a little upset, and, they may do some, I don't even want to go there. You understand that? But I pray that Donald Trump is safe. I pray that Donald Trump is the president. I want him to be the president. I know that those of us that are capitalists in America today, and when I talk and I say capitalist, I'm talking about individuals that are working for their money. I'm talking about people that are still paying for their own goddamn food, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that are still paying for their own goddamn food. All right, I'm serious. I mean, I feel goddamn silly sometimes, but then again, I don't, because I know where exactly those damn food stamps and food cards are coming from, all right? But I feel damn silly when I'm in a goddamn line and I'm having to come out the pocket for my damn steaks. I'm having to come out the pocket for my damn I like Angus and Kobe beef as well, folks. I mean, I don't want to get into the I'm a beef connoisseur out here as it relates to the different types of raisings of different cattle. All right, I'm serious. Angus is great. Kobe's great. Anyway, I get sick of the fact, I'm digressing again, all right? I get sick of the fact that I'm standing in line, all right, and then, there's some disgusting Tupperware piece of cottage cheese thighs ass with about 5 or 6 kids, all right, with about 2 baskets of utter sugary, high-processed, trans fat, just the most unhealthiest garbage, and this Skankosaurus actually has the goal to pull out a goddamn food card, for Christ's sake, man. It makes me sick. I mean, I'm not joking. I actually say stuff to these people. I actually say things like, "You're welcome. You're welcome." And let me tell you, if they do say something bad, I just make them look like complete idiots. Remember, it's group dynamics. And all you got to do is let the group that's out there that's watching and the majority of the people that are working at grocery stores, they're not collecting a goddamn thing. That's why they're working a goddamn grocery store. Do you get it? So, if you say something like, "You're welcome," or something, and they start getting Shaniqua on your ass, or Shanane, or, whatever the hell, then you just, basically talk to them and yell at them in a stern manner that, "Hey, look at you, all right? Are you working? No, you're not working, but you're getting 2 baskets of sugary, diabetic-infested crap that is making you fat in the ass, and it's making these kids of yours fat in the ass, for Christ's sake. And I'm saying it's coming out of my pocket. You see this money right here? I had to pay taxes that's going into that fat jelly ass of yours." Now, I've never had to say that, but I will be more than happy to say that if somebody had the balls to, go ahead. But usually they're pretty embarrassed. They know that, if they're having to do this, I mean, they are lower. I mean, they know it, all right? Only when they're in group dynamics, and I'm talking about individuals who all collect this crap. Whenever they're in groups, they're like, "Yeah, baby, you see, I got my food card, baby. I got my food card, baby. I got my EBT. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, once again, I'm digressing. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just, there's a lot here. It's a lot what Obama has done, for Christ's sake. He's ruined our goddamn country, all right? And that's why the importance of Donald Trump being elected is just unbelievable. Anyway, let me continue to move on. He talked about the blunders of Obama. He talked about the horrible economic trade deals, all right? The horrible economic trade deals, and I've been discussing that for years as well, folks. It's not a coincidence, all right? Anyway, we need to renegotiate these sons of bitches, all right? And we need to start bringing back the companies back to our shores. Not to mention, folks, there's about, what is it, $1.5 trillion offshore right now that is made by companies that are based here in America that have international off-wings where, subsidies or parts of their company are actually operating in the international community, and they're generating generous amounts of money in those international markets, but they can't bring that money into America because, you see, folks, if American company goes into an international market, an American company has to pay whatever market they're partaking in the tax of that particular law of the land. Do you understand this, right? So if so and some odd company is doing business in some other country outside of America, and whatever the tax rate is in that country, whatever money made in that country by that company has to be paid in that country, all right? So, some of these countries are socialist, so some of them could be 60%, some of them could be 40%, some of them could be cheaper. Well, once the companies pay those taxes, they want to bring that money back into America, all right? But they can't do it because the current tax system wants to tax them another 40% on top of the money they've already been taxed at the international market where the money was made, all right? So as a result, you've got about $1.5 trillion of just money that's just hanging out here in offshore banks, for Christ's sake, that wants to be brought back into this country but can't because of the current tax system, all right? I'm serious. If that money was brought back into this country, we'd have a lot more money circulated. We'd have a lot more financial investment. We'd have a lot more capital investments. We'd have people expanding businesses. I guarantee it, folks. I mean, we need a circulation of some cash out here in America, folks. I mean, we don't have it, all right? And this is what Trump understands. He understands what's going on out here. All right, he understands that there's $1.5 trillion offshore that could be brought back in here in America if we brought down that tax rate. I mean, even if we brought it down, to 10%, 5%, I mean, it's just sitting there offshore, and at some point, these corporations, and they're starting to do it. I mean, you saw it with Carrier moving out and wanting to move to Mexico. I mean, you're seeing it with, all these other corporations that are taking their damn headquarters, they're taking wings of American companies and moving them offshore. Do you understand that? Because all that money is offshore, $1.5 trillion. All right, already taxed money at the international market level. All right, and that's why Trump understands this. These stupid bureaucrats that are running for office don't understand it. They're stupid. They're idiots. All right? I mean, that's why we are here. Do you understand that? We've got freaking community organizers and social workers as our freaking leaders, for Christ's sake. That's why we are here. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get back to the economics. I mean, he talked about we need to go back to the negotiating table on these trade deals. He talked about Iran. And let me tell you something, folks. I hate to keep tooting, I should say, my own horn here, but beep, beep on Iran, folks. I was the only person on the internet at the time, and let me tell you, I actually helped in, coordinating some aspects of the Iranian Revolution of 2009, folks. I guarantee you, I don't want to discuss the whole aspects of it because, unfortunately, the people that I was affiliating with at the time were executed because of, the Iranian Revolution of 2009. I was the only one on the internet saying that America needed to do something, all right? I mean, there was an uprising, all right, in Iran in 2009, for Christ's sake. They did not want to live under the Ayatollah. They did not want to live under, at the time, the president was Ahmadinejad, for Christ's sake. Remember that asshole? They didn't want to live under this crap. They rose up. And you know what America and the international community did? Absolutely nothing, folks. That's why I was up here at the time, and you can look back in that goddamn archive, folks. Every one of these damn shows have been documented. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? I mean, I was up here for a week. I mean, a week and a half screaming, trying to say that the American government should do something, even in a clandestine manner. I mean, in a clandestine fashion, for Christ's sake. I mean, try to give these people weapons to some extent, for Christ's sake. Don't let these people be slaughtered. They're rising up. They're rising up against oppression, for Christ's sake. And the United States, The international community did absolutely nothing. All right? Nothing. Nothing. And as a result, the Ayatollah, Ahmadinejad, the authority of Iran, basically quashed the revolution. All right? I mean, there's footage of that. There's plenty of pictures of that. There's a lot of documentation of what happened. They killed the families and they killed the individuals that were the leaders that were responsible for the uprising. Very horrible story, all right, to say the goddamn least. It was a horrible goddamn story. It pisses me off personally, all right? Because not only did this dumb, ridiculous administration that's in power today ignore the Iranian Revolution of 2009 and allow it to be quashed by the Ayatollah, all right? These were the same idiots where I alluded to earlier that backed up these goddamn uprisings that they caused, all right? They're the ones that caused it. They're the ones that funded and trained these mercenaries, these goddamn, what are now known as ISIS, for Christ's sake, to overthrow Libya and overthrow all these other goddamn offshoots out. They're the ones causing the ruckus. Why do you think they have trucks, for Christ's sake? Do you remember that one truck that was some poor bastard plumber's truck that he sold to a goddamn used car dealership or to an auction or some kind of garbage like that, and it said like so-and-so's plumbing, and it still had the son of a bitch's goddamn number to his plumbing business, for Christ's sake? It was out there being ridden around by ISIS. How do you think that got there, assholes? Huh? Seriously, look that up. Do you all remember that? That poor bastard is trying to sue, and I don't think that he's going to get any kind of restitution for that crap, any kind of punitive damage, because I don't think they want the tracing of where in the hell that goddamn truck came from, folks. I'm telling you. We have funded this ridiculous nonsense, and that's why, going back to what Trump was saying in his foreign policy speech, Islam, radical Islam, is going to be the focal point of the foreign policy in America today, folks. And I completely agree. We gotta do something about this, for Christ's sake. I mean, look at what's happening to Europe. Look at what's happening to Europe! It's horrible, man. I mean, the culture is being destroyed, man. I mean, years and years of just, I just can't believe it. I'm serious. Every day goes by and I see Europe being more and more destroyed. It's heartbreaking. And that's why I'm telling each and every one of you folks, Trump is that important. Him getting elected is that goddamn important. He's calling out the wrongs. I mean, if you haven't, after the show, of course, watch the damn Trump foreign policy speech. It'll change your view on the man. I'm telling you, he's about America. He wants to make America great again, a pure American foreign policy. And before we move on to the next subject matter, I also want to talk about how he alluded to the fact that he is not going to oblige these international, and he used globalist bureaucracies, all right, quote, unquote, globalist, all right, and he will not enter into these union agreements that is going to undermine the United States' sovereignty. I mean, when the hell have you ever heard a president ever talk that language, huh? I mean, good God. I mean, this is what I've been talking about for the past few weeks, and I've been here, folks. I'm telling you, he's the real deal. Why do you think I've come back? Why do you think I'm trying to do whatever I can do in attempts to try to spread the word that this man, all right, this man needs to be elected. He needs to be elected. I mean, he basically called out these international bureaucracies, folks. You understand that? He called them out. That's why electing Trump, whether you hate him, I don't care why you hate the man, all right? He is so anti-establishment, folks. That's why everybody's shaking in their goddamn boots. Everybody, the Chinese, the Mexican people from Mexico, for Christ's sake, because it sure as hell ain't the Latinos in America. The Latinos in America work. You see, that's the difference. That's what these dumbasses on the left never really understand out here. And you see, folks, the reason I know is because I'm from Texas, all right, and we got a lot of Mexicans walking around out here, all right, and they are hard workers, all right. I mean, even the illegals that are coming across the Rio Grande or however the hell they're getting across here, even them, they are hard-ass workers. They want to work, all right? They don't want handouts. They don't want to be told what to do, for Christ's sake, all right? Independent people. That's why these dumbasses in the left, they think that because they're going to try to entertain some wannabe Latino, and let me tell you, we need a Latino check on Julian Castro. and that's the potential vice president for Hillary Clinton. I mean, we need a Latino check. I think that son of a bitch is Filipino. Man, I'm sorry. That's a Filipino. If I've ever seen one in my goddamn life, I want a Latino check on Julian Castro because I think that son of a bitch is Filipino. All right, I don't believe he's a Mexican or Latino. I don't like using Mexican because, to be honest with you folks, what is a Mexican? All right, I mean, let's be honest. All right. I mean, it's the mass rapings of the conquistadors and the poor tribes that ran into these freaks, all right? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the conquistadors were murderous freaks. All right, but I'm digressing once again, all right? What I'm saying is Donald Trump is striking a nerve here, and if you don't like him for whatever reason, you have to realize that this man is for America. He wants opportunities. He wants to basically make America a bastion of the globe again. You know, he doesn't want to bow to international bureaucratic institutions. I love this man, for Christ. Are you kidding me? He doesn't want to bow to international bureaucratic institutions? I mean, this guy's so anti-establishment. I love this guy, man. He's a capitalist. That's why this is a capitalist revolution, for Christ's sake, man. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, you know, one more drink to Trump, for Christ's sake. Cheers to Donald Trump. If you haven't heard the speech after the show, of course, please view the foreign policy speech. It will go down as one of the best speeches in American history. I'm telling you this right now, folks. We got to make America great again, and I've already alluded to how you can help, so go out and do what you can, all right? Even if it's as little as tweeting out news stories, microblogging, whatever. We need you, baby. We need you to spread the information because people are simpletons out here. They're dumb, some of them. All right? And sometimes they need a little bit more, pushing mentally and consciously. You understand? Anyway, folks, I'm going to get off that. I'm sorry I took so long on that subject matter, folks, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited. I love this. I'm very excited that Trump, I mean, the nomination is pretty much in the bag. Why Ted Cruz is still even in the media, and folks, if you haven't already heard, this idiot was going to make a quote-unquote big announcement. I was hoping he'd drop out of the race and have some goddamn decency, but of course, just like his disgusting weasel rat-looking face, he wasn't, so he decided that he was going to use that as an opportunity to name Carly Fiorina. There it is, Fiorina. I got it. I'm sorry. Yesterday I was making fun of her name as Fiorini ass or whatever the hell I was saying, but Carly Fiorina, ass, or whatever the hell her name is. He has chosen her as his VP. I don't know to what, because, I mean, he has no mathematical possibility of ever being president. I think this is a complete, disgusting disgrace that he's even continuing on this charade. And, folks, if you're voting for this man, you're a complete imbecile with all due respect. I mean, this guy is a sniveling piece of trash, all right? And I'm glad that Donald Trump came out and outlined this particular American First foreign policy, because if Ted Cruz and John Kasich they want to play this stupid game, then they're going to have to answer for why they backed up, stupid foreign-based international bureaucratic crap. Like in John Kasich's case, NAFTA, and, these types of ridiculous international agreements that have done nothing but fleeced America. All right, and the same with damn Ted Cruz. I mean, this guy was just backing up NATO as if it was some goddamn institution that we still have to remain relevant and fun, for Christ's sake. So once again, Ted Cruz announces Carly Fiorina or Fioripus or whatever the hell her name is, for Christ's sake. Hatchet face is what I'd like to say. Hatchet face. All right? And look, once again, I'm not trying to criticize somebody based on looks, okay? But she's an incompetent broad, man. I mean, she almost ran Hewlett-Packard into the freaking ground. And, of course, like most feminists today, like most modern independent, quote-unquote, wink-wink women today, she's trying to absolve herself of any responsibility of any of the bad things that happened in Hewlett-Packard. I mean, give me a break, all right? I mean, every CEO is accountable. I mean, I think they even paid her to go the hell away, for Christ's sake. They had to pay her to go away. Say, look, we don't want you here, you incompetent broad. All right, you're incompetent. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you can talk articulately. I mean, a parent can talk articulately, you stupid bimbo. It's how you apply that knowledge. It's how you apply that information. And she obviously applied it to, throw freaking almost Hewlett-Packard into freaking the ground, for Christ's sake, all right? So once again, I'm sick of this crap with Ted Cruz. I'm not even going to give him that much airtime. He's ridiculous. If you're still voting for this man, you're a moron, for Christ's sake. I mean, not even the Republican Party, in my view, according to the Inside Baseball, wants this man. This guy's just doing this in an attempt to thwart Trump. Same with dumbass John Kasich, whatever the hell his fruity ass name is too. These guys are trying to thwart Trump, for Christ's sake, man. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. They're making fools out of themselves. They're making fools out of freaking career politicians. I'm sure every career bureaucrat that's watching this freaking race is shaking in their ball sacks because people are going to look ill towards those that have done absolutely nothing but supposed public service their whole goddamn lives. And look, we should, as Americans, look at people that do nothing but public service their whole goddamn lives. I'm serious. I mean, it's something wrong with just sitting there and I'm just going to go, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get elected by a bunch of people. That's what I'm going to do, okay? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get popular. I'm going to work at it for a campaign. And I'm going to help some asshole get elected. Once I help an asshole get elected, well, I shook hands with all these idiots to help this asshole get elected. So I'm going to try to get myself elected. And then I get myself elected to some stupid little, silly city council or some silly-ass little bureaucrat position like that, and then I'll just keep going forward. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a bureaucrat. I'm going to do a lifetime bureaucratic service. I'm serious. It's as silly as that, folks. I'm not joking. That's why these idiots make freaking careers out of this crap. It's sick. It's stupid. Anyway, that's enough airtime that I'm giving for Ted Cruz, for Christ's sake, all right? Anyway, did you hear about ex-Speaker of the House Dennis Hastert, all right? Sentenced to 15 months in prison. Are you kidding me, man? This guy should have been sent for the rest of his life in prison, for Christ's sake, for the type of vile crimes that this man has done. Do you see what kind of favoritism that you have when you're a part of this political class, folks? This should even give you more of a reason to vote for Donald Trump, who's not a part of this political class system. He's a capitalist! And that's why I and the capitalist army have dedicated our 100% allegiance to this man, because he's a capitalist. But you see, Dennis Hastert, all right, I mean, he's accused, he was a goddamn wrestling coach. I mean, could you get any more gay cliche? I mean, that's so gay cliche, more than Nick Lachey, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God. Oh, my God. I'm serious, man. But instead of being sentenced for the rest of his goddamn life, this son of a bitch, 15 months. Oh, that's just great, huh? I mean, now every Woody Allen butt-loving pedophile knows what, career to get into as an insurance policy just in case their little secret gets out. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting me. 15 months. Dennis Hastert, you should have, if you're going to get 15 months, you should be at least castrated, you son of a bitch. Do you understand that? You should have. You want to talk about state-funded sex change operations? That's what should happen to this son of a bitch. All right. And let me tell you, it was his power. It was his power. It was his authority that was able to suppress this and keep this under the rug for so goddamn long. And I can't believe that this idiot, this asshole, this pompous jerk, because he was a pompous asshole when he was in power. Do y'all remember this goddamn asshole? All right, remember he was the only reason that he became Speaker of the House is because at the time, I believe, what the hell was that son of a bitch's name? I think his name was Livingston. Remember they nominated that poor son of a bitch after Newt Gingrich. I think his name was Levingston. I think his name was Livingston or something like that. This idiot was there for about like less than 2 weeks, and then out came some kind of affair that basically just tumbled this idiot into absolute disgrace. So the Republicans had to scramble for a new goddamn Speaker of the House, and they came up with this fat, stupid molester bastard, excuse me, Dennis Hastert. All right, I'm serious. Good God, it's disgusting. 15 months. You should be castrated, you fat son of a bitch. I can't believe it. You know, see how the political class can get away with murder? Jesus Christ, it's disgusting. Let me take a drink after that, for Christ's sake. It's disgusting, man. Jesus. Oh, man, what a disgrace. What a disgusting disgrace. 15 months in prison, for Christ's sake. I mean, you know, I've heard people do more time for unpaid massive amounts of parking tickets. Do you understand that? Or traffic tickets. I'm serious. 15 months, this guy molested, kids that probably affected their whole goddamn adult lives, and this asshole was able to be the goddamn Speaker of the House. I mean, Jesus, good Lord, what a freaking disgrace. But this is what's led our country, folks. Do you understand why we're in the position we're in? This is what has led America, and that's why we're in the current position we're in, all right? Anyway, before we move on, I want to spend the next 4 minutes here before we go on to Twitter shout-outs. I want to talk about Bernie Sanders because I know you, dumbass, feel the burn in your crotch, college debt-ridden pieces of leftist, feminist, communist, socialist trash continue to want to believe that this man is going to somehow get the nomination of the DNC. I think that this should put that little want-to-be, little pipe dream to bed, all right? Bernie Sanders finally comes out today, and he admits, and I quote, I don't get it. I'm Bernie Sanders, and I'm out here, and I'm campaigning, and I got the kids, they're out there, and I got the poor, and I got the white people who don't know how to be poor and don't know what it's like to be poor that are voting for me, and it's just not adding up. It's all not adding up, and I don't appreciate it, and I'm Bernie Sanders, and I don't appreciate it either, and it's not adding up. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm winning, and I'm winning, and I'm losing. I don't get it. He's finally admitted it, folks. Do you get it? He's finally suggesting to you people that it's not adding up, that, this guy's winning, he's doing this, he's doing the right things. It's not adding up, folks, because it's getting more than obvious that it's not goddamn adding up, for Christ's sake, folks. And he's just basically trying to soften the blow for you Bernie Sanders, feel the burn in the crotch jerks, that you've been had once again. You've been sucked in to the establishment. He was an establishment candidate, you moron. Don't you understand that? I mean, he's hoping that he is going to convince enough of you to vote. And look, he's not even sure if he knows if Hillary Clinton is going to be the candidate. Once again, I have alluded to this time and time again. There is an internal struggle in America, or at least in the left, in the Democratic Party, between Hillary Rotten Clinton and her husband, because she wants to win the presidency, and I have said this time and time again, if she wins it, then Bill Clinton becomes the UN Secretary General, all right? But, of course, you've got Joe Biden, who is trying to usurp. He's already laying down little hit pieces in the, state-run military, or media, the state-run media. And, he's out here trying to bash Clinton. He's trying to go ahead and allude, all right? He's trying to allude to the fact that he may still try to come in and usurp the nomination from Hillary Rotten Clinton. Now, if he is president, guess who's going to be the UN Secretary General? Barack Obama, baby. I'm telling you, on the left, these people don't care about you, you stupid leftist, liberal, Democrat, stupid, dumb, idiot, zombie, ass clowns. They are not running for you. They are running for world domination. They are running for world power. Do you understand that? Pure, unadulterated power.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
telling you, Bernie Sanders idiots, all right, don't believe the hype over there in the left, all right? If you were an anti-establishment, if you were against the political class, if you're angry that you've been had, if you're angry that you even donated some of the beans that you had left over in your college debt account to Bernie Sanders because he made you believe that you were going to have free college, well then, by God, go vote for Trump. Do you understand this? I mean, a vote for Trump is anti-establishment. You couldn't get any more proof that this man is anti-establishment. You couldn't get any more goddamn proof. All right, I'm telling you this right now. He's already softening the blow, old Bernie Sanders. He's saying, oh, something's not adding up, and I don't get it. I don't get it. So, he's softening the blow, folks, all right? So go ahead, start letting that soak into your mind, Bernie Sanders fans, that, he ain't going to be the nominee, and that's why Donald Trump is calling his ass out and saying, hey, run as an independent, Bernie. All right, you're not getting a fair shake. Go ahead, run as an independent. Go out there. Let's see what you got. Let's put your money where your mouth is, you old prostate-infected bastard. And he ain't going to do it, boy. He is not going to do it. He's just going to try to persuade all the Bernie Sanders jerk dicks to vote for Hillary Rotten Clinton, and I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Woo! Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and do some Twitter shout-outs right here and right now here on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. If you want a Twitter shout-out, all you got to do is go to my Twitter account, PoliticsGhost, all one word, no underscores, folks, PoliticsGhost, and retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, not the pinned tweet or the retweet that I just tweeted of Hillary Rotten Clinton laughing about Gaddafi. We came, we saw, he died. I'm talking about the one that says True Capitalist Radio now live. True Capitalist Radio now live. You retweet that right now. I will give you a Twitter shout out right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. We've got Marshing My Mellow. Oh, real funny, asshole. Marshing My Mellow, all right? Well, actually, you guys aren't harshing my mellow right now. I'm really hype about the Trump train steaming forward. Full steam ahead, baby. We got Reddit Gold user in the house. What up, Reddit Gold user? Houstalanis, you asshole. And let me tell you, the reason I was up late last night, folks, is because it's continuously raining, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, we had high winds. I mean, we had freaking tornado warnings. Freaking tornado warnings out here in Austin, Texas, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God. I've never heard of so much hail, winds and rain. I've never seen such a thing in my life. But let me tell you, harp. That's all I got to say, harp, baby, all right? I'm sorry, all right? Anyway, we've got Prepper Capital in the house, Evil Mira in the place, Disc Star in the house, or Disc Stare, excuse me, Soliloquy Radio, yeah, really funny, all right, really funny, all right? We've got Ghostella Merkel, yeah, real funny. Don't compare me to that stupid broad, all right? Jesus Christ, all right? Kiwi Wise Ghost, I don't know what the hell that says, I'm sorry. Green Leader 1978, Accessibility Texas, real funny, asshole. I'm not a cripple, all right? Commander Biff in the house, Ghost's Feet, all right, whatever the hell that means. We've got Capricoli, Kilted Capitalist in the house, Dave Collier, okay, Exhalum Tube, The Green Bio. Do we have any more Twitter shout-outs, engineer? Well, once again, folks, if you want to be shouted out right here on the live broadcast, all you got to do is retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account at PoliticsGhost. It's that simple, that easy. I'm not saying that freaking name. The Salpa in the house, Cuck Sheckelstein. We've got, what is this, Never Not Native, okay. Rolling on 6th Street, yeah, real funny, asshole. Towels for Texas. Look, asshole, that's not funny, all right? There's a lot of floods out here. This is very concerning to me now that this goddamn rain ain't stopping, all right? I mean, we got the freaking, the dam, opening up the floodgates, and the goddamn son of a bitch keeps raining, all right? This is concerning. Not to mention we had like 70-mile-per-hour winds last night, like freaking 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we got Ward 24 in the house. What's going on? We've got molested farm boy, really? Followers for sale? Are you kidding me? What are you doing? People are buying followers on here? Good God. We've got Karaskin in the house. What's going on? True Clintonist Radio? Shove it up your ass. We've got Asho in the house. What's going on to Asho? Choco Latte in the place. We've got SB057, Ghost Gaddafi. All right, real funny asshole. I'm not going to say that sick, disgusting name. We've got Giant Geo in the place. Atlas Goldman in the house. I'm not saying that. Cruise Dresser. Yeah, no kidding. Cruise Dresser. Y'all heard about that. That Wayne Madsen report alluded to the fact that old Cruise, he likes to... when he was out there in Princeton, go out at night and dress up in a dress and do the old George McFly on the tree with the binocular treatment, if you understand and catch my drift, all right? Anyway, we're going to do a couple more Twitter shout-outs, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the broadcast. Based Lower in the house, Z_Frostwire in the place. What's going on to the Teutonic Plague in the house? Darwin Kiwi Farmers in the house. Who else do we got going on here? Ghosty Dunning. Look, don't compare me to that goddamn Randall Dunning, all right? That guy's a sick son of a bitch, a sick, lispy son of a bitch, and I don't want to hear about him again, all right? I don't want to hear about him again. He's a carpetbagger. He's not even from Texas, for Christ's sake. He's a carpetbagger. I'm sick of these carpetbagging Texans, for Christ's sake, boy. I'm sick of them. Anyway, we've got Ghostian Castro, you assholes. Go shove it up your ass. Donald Trump. Somebody named Donald Trump. What's going on to Donald Trump? Japanese mutants in the house. Ghostal Dunning. Here we go with this crap, man. Here we go. You see this? You see this crap, for Christ's sake? Look, I'm telling you, man, please do not compare me to that lispy piece of crap, or I'm serious. He's a cocky little delegate prick. With all due respect, in my personal opinion, that's riding the grave of his wife's widow, all right? I'm sorry. It's my opinion. It's all there is to it. All right? That's all there is to it, all right? Anyway, we got Digital Aspect in the house. Poop Feast, really, you idiot? Randy LaHaye. We've got Kev Q in the place. Bell Jim. I'm not going to say, you son of a bitch. I almost said it. Screw you, asshole, all right? Taco Temple. Leave my goddamn dog alone already, for Christ's sake, man. I'm serious. Look, leave my dog alone. He's actually always good whenever I'm doing this broadcast, all right? He's a very good dog. He's a great addition. Let me tell you, if you need something to calm your ass down in life, you have a little bit of trouble. Sometimes you're looking at the information, gathering the news, and understanding the reality of the world, and it becomes a little overwhelming at times. Get yourself a dog or some kind of pet. I think it helps lower the blood pressure also. Helps you prevent yourself from going too overboard as it relates to your temper, if you will. You know what I'm saying? We got Always a Rogue in the house. Jesus Christ, I'm not saying all right, that's enough. That's enough Twitter shout-outs, for Christ's sake, all right? Anyway, folks, we're already well into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and if you haven't already done so, please follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, all right? And secondly, folks, if you haven't already done so, please bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, folks. Now we're going to go ahead and move on with the subject matter and keep it flowing. You understand that? We're just going to keep it flowing here because I'm excited. You idiots, I'm glad you haven't harshed my mellow yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I didn't read no freaked out, sick, sadistic, twisted names that, really got me upset because I'm happy, all right? I'm basking, all right? The Trump train is moving forward. There should be no reason this GOP, unless it wants to be blatantly blatant totalitarian, and wants to try to do some ridiculous nonsense that has never been done before. And let me tell you something, the people will respond accordingly, all right? We will respond accordingly, boy. Anyway, I want to move on with the broadcast. We left off with Bernie Sanders saying, things are not adding up, and I don't get it. I'm Bernie Sanders. I don't understand why things are not adding up. You know why they're not adding up, you goddamn establishment candidate son of a bitch. All right, you know why they're adding up. I'm guarantee you, after this, I don't give it more than about 2 weeks, possibly 3, but I give it 2 weeks. All right, possibly 3, that this son of a bitch comes out and says, I concede. He's going to blame his health. He's going to blame something. Watch. Just watch, all right? And I want everybody to go out and back the nominee. And let me tell you, I don't know if the nominee is going to be Hillary. I'm telling you this right now. The more and more time goes by, you got Obama now wanting to release the 28 pages. Why would Obama want to release the 28 pages? I'm telling you, because it not only implicates the Bush crime family, but it implicates Clinton's. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Why do you think they're so intertwined with all this goddamn Islamic radicalism, for Christ's sake? It's sick. And not to mention the Saudi royal family, for Christ's sake, which, to be honest with you, they are a cancer on the earth, the Saudi royal family. They're pieces of trash. And once again, they are nothing more than the consequence of World War I, all right? As a matter of fact, I have said this time and time again, every one of these supposed royal families in the Middle East are nothing but artificial props of the Treaty of Versailles after World War I, when the Ottoman Empire fell, folks, all right? Let's be honest. The Ottoman Empire sided on the side of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire in World War I. They lost, and, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire was broken up, and as a result, the Middle East was broken up, and in the Middle East, the royal families were instilled, and we've talked about this before, that Lawrence of Arabia, that asshole, actually went out, struck deals with the tribes that were within the vast majority of the land of the Ottoman Empire, struck deals with them, basically toppled the Ottoman Empire from within with that strategy, and as a result, all these royal families that were instilled are nothing more than products of World War I. There is no precedent of royal families in Islam. There is no precedent of royal families in, the Arabic history, none of that crap, all right? So when you see, royal families and, Saudi and, Middle East royalty, it's a byproduct of the Treaty of Versailles. It's a deal. It's sick, for Christ's sake, man. So why we're bowing down to some ridiculousness like the goddamn Saudi royal family is beyond me, all right? But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about Venezuela, folks. Did y'all hear about Venezuela? Oh, yeah, here's a socialist utopia for you, all right? And let me explain for you folks that don't understand what's happening here. I know some of you folks that read the headline, because I know most of you don't like to read. I'm talking the socialist, the leftist, the communist. They read the headline, Venezuela declares a 2-day work week. All right? Oh, that's great. Oh, look at that. That's a socialist utopia, dude. I want a 2-day work week, dude. Yeah. Do you know that's because they have energy shortage, you dumbass? All right? Yeah. And let me explain why they have an energy shortage and why that central planning, all right? Socialism, that's what socialism and communism is, you idiots, all right? That's the basis of it. I know you morons like to think because you got 8-year degrees in political philosophy or a political theory or whatever the hell that you know what the difference between communism, socialism, there is no difference, all right? It's the same crap, different plate, all right? The only reason that the communists turned their names into socialists is because communist has a lot of murder and a lot of blood on its hands, for Christ's sake. So it's a lot easier to say socialist than communist at this point in time, all right? But what it comes down to is that the socialist or the communist have a centralized planning of economics. Centralized planning meaning the bureaucrats are the ones that plan what happens in economics, all right? They're the ones that make the investments as opposed to letting the market do it like capitalists want. all right, that capitalists advocate. Capitalists believe that the market knows better, not some goddamn bureaucrat. All right, I'm serious. The market knows better than bureaucrats, for Christ's sake, and the proof is in what has transpired in the technological innovations, in the Industrial Revolution, I mean, in the advance in medicine, I mean, the advance in the expansion of life, and there's so much evidence that shows that capitalism and the market knows best. Now, unfortunately, we talked about this yesterday, that the only reason that there's monopolies is because government allows monopolies, because government are the ones that are in charge, right? I mean, they're supposed to be the referee. But when you merge corporations with government, then they enforce monopoly. And I've told you time and time again, folks, they enforce monopoly through coercion. They enforce monopoly by giving these damn corporations special tax breaks. And I'm telling you, folks, look at the list of corporations that are absolved from partaking in Obamacare. Because you see, if you're an independent business owner and you employ people full-time now, you have to pay for their insurance by law. That's why you don't see too many full-time jobs anymore, folks. You get it? Because Barack Obama made it a federal mandate that businesses pay insurance for their employees. And that's why you don't have they're full-time employees, that is. That's why you don't have full-time work anymore. All right? It's expensive. All right? I'm serious, man. I mean, this is not a joke, man. I mean, you know, when you merge government and corporations, these corporations are absolved from that. They don't have to pay for damn insurance for their full-time employees because they get a special write-off. They get a special little bottom footnote writing that suggests that they don't have to do it because President Obama said so, because they donated to their campaign contribution accounts. Do you get it? And moreover, no bid contracts. The biggest fleecing, the biggest form of money funneling, from government into corporations. I'm telling you, folks, don't blame capitalism. Don't blame capitalism for the woes of society. Capitalism knows best. Pure capitalism, the market knows best. What is the market? You, the consumer. Where you consume, what you consume. That's what will dictate where the allocations of resources are going. Do you get it? Not some bureaucrat, and I'm going to talk about Venezuela in a second, but once again, folks, the only difference between, and there is no difference between communism and socialism, but communism and socialism allow bureaucrats like Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, you know, the people in Congress to basically dictate what economic investments are going to happen. They're the ones that dictate investment, all right? They're the ones in control of the money. That's what it's all about. I don't care if you idiot socialist communists claim that it's not about money. It's all about money, you idiots. Do you understand that? That's what you dumbasses just don't seem to understand. Whether you're communist, socialist, it's all about money. I mean, take a look at the basis of communism, even if you want to interpret it on the Marxist level. I mean, Marxism is 100% an economic political philosophy. Excuse me. It's 100% economic political philosophy. That's what Marxism is, folks. I'm telling you, it's about controlling the flow of the money, folks. It's all about money. There is no political model that isn't about money. And that's why the capitalists advocate that we want to keep as much money as we could possibly do. I mean, that's why we have to battle with this government to say, hey, give us our money back. Stop taxing us. And not just in personal income tax, not just in corporate income tax. Look at all the taxes that they're taxing us now, man. I mean, just to have your car on the street, you got to pay a tax, for Christ's sake. In states like Texas, you got to pay for car insurance, for Christ's sake, which, you know, there's a good and bad to that coin. All right, I mean, you know, you got to pay taxes to go fishing, for Christ's sake. You got to pay taxes to, you know, in some beaches to go sleep on the beach. You know, I mean, just taxes everywhere. Some kind of permit, some kind of fee, some kind of, you know, municipal fee, some kind of county fee, for Christ's sake. I'm serious, man. I mean, we're taxed to the hilt. And why are we taxed, folks? Because it continues this mechanism of bureaucratic government. So once again, the difference between communism, socialism, and capitalism. Communists and socialists want to give the authority of money spending to bureaucrats like Barack Obama, Hillary Rodham Clinton, Congress, and these types of bureaucratic apparatuses. Capitalists, they want the people to keep their own money, the people that are working, the people that are collecting wages, the people that are collecting salaries, the people that are making their own money via entrepreneurship. That's what it's about, folks. Do you get it? And if you let the people keep their own money, the market will dictate where to allocate natural resources. Now, to Venezuela, all right? Venezuela, the reason that they're having to go down to a 2-day work week is because they're having energy shortages, all right? I mean, literally, they're having every day 4 hours a day rolling blackouts all over Venezuela. Now, why is this happening? And let me tell you how stupid, and it just goes to show you how central planning and bureaucrats allocating resources are completely incompetent. Here you have Venezuela, which has probably got the second largest oil deposit in the world, okay? Back in the 80s, you know, their bureaucrats back then decided, or actually I think a little bit longer than that. I think I read in the article, I think it was the Washington Post article, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But in the article, it could have been the New York Times, I'm not sure. But in the article, it suggests that they made some investments, I think it was in the 70s or 80s, that was going to basically allocate the resources into taking their petroleum, which they have abundance of, and just basically selling it on the world market and being dependent on the sale of those types of investments and utilizing their petroleum as certain aspects of collateral for certain loans taken for central planning of building of buildings and cities and so on and so forth, okay? So that's what they use their petroleum for, all right? They used it partly to sell it to the world market, and they used the part of it to use as collateral to get loans from foreign markets so that they could allocate resources to build these buildings and to make themselves look like a better city and a better country than they actually are, okay? Now, where did they invest their money as it relates to their electricity? Into hydroelectricity, you know, like, creating these dams. You know, hydroelectricity, which, you know, I don't know if you understand the whole idea of using, you know, hydro turbines in these dams to generate enough energy to be able to, basically electrify cities. I mean, that's the whole reason why you have an electrified city in the middle of the desert out there in Las Vegas, is because of the Hoover Dam. All right, so they invested massive amounts of money into hydroelectricity to, you know, create these dams that were going to power, you know, places like Caracas, which is their one of their bigger cities, all their other main metropolises. Well, what's unfortunate is that they're having some of the lowest rain shortages in the history of Venezuela. Well, I mean, they had something similar to this, I believe, in like 2010. But nothing to this capacity. And you've got Maduro, which is the leader of Venezuela, basically trying to pass off this as a socialist victory. That's how these goddamn leftists, they like to sell suffering as, some kind of socialist victory, for Christ's sake. That, you know, they're having to cut down work weeks just to 2 days and people have more time and all this other crap. Anyway, as a result, riots are happening all over Venezuela during the time of these goddamn rolling blackouts. People are getting in complete hysteria. There's no food on the shelves, for Christ's sake. I mean, people are prepping. I mean, this is what happens in socialism. Now, they have no other means, all right, of being able to basically electrify their cities because they tried to make a small investment into turbines that would actually turn their goddamn crude oil into electricity. But the central planners in the late 80s just kind of, they put money into it, but there was so much corruption in the money and who got the money and who basically built the oil-based or petroleum-based turbines and all this other crap that they never really got built, and they were all broken, and they're crap. They're crap. So basically, Venezuela is shit out of luck. because of central planning, because of the socialists, they decided to go out and believe that, selling their oil on the world market and utilizing part of it as collateral so they can build their goddamn metropolises was a better investment than actually building petroleum-based turbines, even though they're sitting on the second largest oil deposit in the goddamn world. They decided to just go full throttle with hydroelectricity, and that's why you have rolling blackouts. That's why you have 2-day-a-week work weeks out there in Venezuela. It's disgusting. All right? That's the consequence of socialism, folks. All right? It's all about money. Do you understand that? All about money. All about money. Whether you're a communist or socialist, it's all about money. They don't got enough money. You understand that? They've got money, but they didn't allocate the money in the right sources. I mean, it's obviously gone into making sure that Maduro's a fat in the ass, plumpy bastard, and same with Chavez before he died. He was a pretty plumpy son of a bitch. But the rest of the people, they get diddly. They get nothing, for Christ's sake. I'm serious. This is the consequence of socialism, folks. The allocation of monies basically given to the bureaucrats, and this is what happens. Look at this. They're sitting on the second largest oil deposit, and yet they didn't invest in the technology or buy it from elsewhere. They got the money to, but they ain't got it. They can't get it. I mean, it's sick, and they've devalued their currency so bad that there's no way that they could even trade for it. It's stupid. It's pathetic. I mean, this is what happens in socialism, you dumbasses. All right, there is no socialist utopia. It doesn't sustain itself. Look at Europe, you dumbasses. I mean, good God, when are you idiots are going to learn? When are you idiots going to learn? I mean, socialism doesn't work, all right? I mean, look at Europe. It worked for maybe, 2 generations, and then the bill came in, and they didn't have it. So they had to cut back, and then, they had to bring in other people. I mean, there's all kinds of things happening. And the reasoning behind it has to do with economics. I'm serious, folks. It has everything to do with economics. And that's what you people just don't understand, you idiot romanticists on the left. Even Marx in Das Kapital, all right, in the Communist Manifesto, all right, he's talking about economics, you idiot. Why do you think he emphasizes the worker so much, you stupid morons? Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, once again, 2-day-a-week work weeks in socialist Venezuela while President Maduro sits on his fat jelly ass, probably, puffing on Cuban cigars and eating, burritos, while the whole goddamn country suffers, for Christ's sake. Riots are happening out in the street, rolling blackouts for 4 or 5 hours a day. Just imagine living through that. Just imagine living through that because your government told you to. Just imagine that you had to do it, not because you couldn't pay your goddamn electric bill, not because you didn't have enough money to pay the rent, no, because your government told you to, that you're going to have to suffer through 4 or 5 hour rolling blackouts because we can't afford it, because our stupid dumbasses didn't allocate the resources properly enough, to electrify the country. Yeah, real swift socialism. Give me a freaking break. Anyway, folks, I'm telling you, if that isn't a reason for you socialists to just completely just forget socialism and embrace capitalism. And let me tell you something about capitalism, folks, all right? You can make yourself better in capitalism. If you're a loser right now, you don't have to be a loser. It's not like feudalism. It's not like aristocracy. All right, it's not like socialism. If you're born into crap, if you're a piece of crap, you don't have to be a piece of crap forever, man. I mean, you've got time, you've got energy, if you've got air in your lungs and you can still read, if you can still learn something, if you can cognitively think, all right, if you can, absorb information, then you can make yourself better. I mean, that's the beautiful part about capitalism, man. It's your abilities, all right? It's your skills. It's your creativity that carves out your destiny, not some bureaucrat. All right, I mean, let me tell you, what if you want to put every light on in your goddamn house, for Christ's sake, because you can pay for it? How about that? How come? How about you want to just, take 3-hour showers, with freaking 5 or 6 nozzles all over the goddamn shower, man? I mean, because you can do that, because you can pay for it. That's what capitalism is all about. And let me tell you, when that person pays for the water, when that person pays for the electricity, everything pays itself forward. You understand that? All right, the market will dictate whether or not this idiot that's, putting his light on in every goddamn house every day is going to continue doing that. Do you understand this, right? Market dictates the allocation of resources. All right, always remember that. And let me tell you, when the capitalists are in charge of the markets itself will dictate where the resources need to be allocated, and it'll all work itself out, folks. I'm telling you. A good video of this to watch is Uncle Milty. Uncle Milty. I miss Uncle Milty. Milton Friedman, folks. Milton Friedman, How to Make a Pencil, I believe, is the video. All right? And he talks about how not one person that is watching the video knows how to make a pencil. And he describes the complex agreements brought together through free market trade, free market enterprise that come together basically construct what we know of as the pencil. People that would otherwise hate each other, basically politically, culturally, whatever, have a vested interest in trading, in creating, in generating revenue, whether it's from the wood, whether it's from the graphite that's inside the pencil, whether it's the rubber from the eraser, whether it's the aluminum that's on the eraser that's holding the eraser and the goddamn wood together. All these different relationships, he talks about how all these different entities that created the pencils that created the pencil are from all over the world, and because capitalism brought them all together in a common capitalist interest, we have the pencil. You understand that? No bureaucrat could create the pencil. No bureaucrat could say, we want a pencil. We're going to allocate this, allocate that. The market allocated that. The market dictated that. So once again, Uncle Milty, I would strongly advise you to look at that. All right. Anyway, let me move on because we're running out of time here. Obama, did you hear him out there in Germany, for Christ's sake? He was doing Mr. Roboto with trying to test drive some of this damn virtual reality crap. Have you seen this stupid dumb photo op, for Christ's sake? Anyway, on top of that photo op of him and Merkel, putting on virtual reality goggles and trying to, partake in, Mr. Roboto world or whatever, you actually had our president, our supposed president, all right, sitting here praising Angela Merkel for her handling of the refugee, a.k.a. migrant crisis. Can you believe this? And I don't know if you saw him, all right, but he could barely stop himself from smirking, this diabolical bastard. It's probably one of the few times, and I've seen him do it before. I mean, even in reference to the same subject matter, for Christ's sake. I'm serious. I think he said in that speech, like, I don't understand why these Republicans are afraid of orphans and women. And he was smirking as it related to this migrant crisis. I'm telling you, he can, what a sick, diabolical bastard. All right, these people, these leftists, I'm telling you, they're sick. They're sick. They're diabolical. They're socio-psychopaths, man. I'm not kidding around, man. I mean, did you see his face? I mean, he could barely stop himself from smirking, man, smiling in relation of praising Angela Merkel, man. He's getting gratification in the suffering of Europe. He's getting gratification of bringing in these sleeper cells into America and calling it a refugee allocation, for Christ's sake. Do you understand this? I mean, that's why Donald Trump, and I hate to keep reiterating this, folks, that's why his election is so goddamn important. That's why everybody needs to go out and vote for this man, all right? And I'm calling on you Bernie Sanders people. If you're really anti-establishment, if you don't like the political class, partake into some goddamn capitalism and vote for damn Donald Trump, all right? I mean, you know what socialism has done to you people? It's dehumanized you people. It has made you people believe that you are incapable of doing something for yourselves. You have a mind, use it. You have a body, use it. Do you understand that you can utilize your labor, you can utilize your ability, your creativity, your prowess to carve out your own destiny? You understand that? You have to dream it, all right? And once you dream it, you've got to think it. And once you think it, you've got to believe it. And once you believe it, you've got to goddamn do it. Do you understand that? It's as simple as that. All right? That's a ghostism for you right there, folks. All right? You understand that? You've got to dream it, boy. You've got to dream it first, and once you dream it, you got to think it. All right? And once you think it, you got to believe it. You got to truly believe it, like you're going to believe the damn sun is going to come up every morning, like you believe the moon is going to be out at night, like you believe that you're going to wake up every morning. That's how you need to believe it, boy. That's how you need to believe it. And once you believe it, that's when you got to do it. All right? That's when you've got to do it. And that's what capitalism gives you as an opportunity. It gives you economic opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do. It gives you the freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. That's why I'm saying Donald Trump for president, folks, all right? We need your help. If you can do something to help spread the information, persuade people, let them know that this goddamn presidency is the line in the sand. It's either America or on the left over there selling us out to international bureaucratic crap. And that's all there is to it. And as you can see, Obama praising Angela Merkel for this ridiculous goddamn migrant crisis, for Christ's sake, is an utter not only slap to the face of America, because I'm telling you, these Europeans are probably getting disgusted. I mean, you got this asshole president of ours going to England, basically threatening Britannia, saying if they vote for the Brexit, that the United States is not going to trade with them, and it's going to basically cripple their economy. I mean, he economically threatened Britain, for Christ's sake, right in front of Dave Cameron, and Dave Cameron just sat there with a shit-eating grin on his face. I mean, man, you know, I actually liked what Dave Cameron was doing economically until he started, you know, going into this whole EU crap. But let me tell you something right now. Once again, another sellout. And you Brits over there on the other side of the pond, you got to start, you know, basically picking out your leaders a little bit more delicately as well, for Christ's sake. I mean, look at the Gordon Brown, Tony Blair, all complete bureaucratic international sellouts. You know what I'm saying? And once again, out there in Germany, got Angela Merkel, complete international bureaucratic sellouts. It's disgraceful, all right? And once again, I can't believe our president can actually, even publicly, barely trying to break out a smirk on his face, praise Angela freaking Merkel for this handling of the migrant crisis. I mean, she is destroying her own culture. She's destroying her own country. She's destroying her own countrymen, and she's taking just as much gratification, if not more, than Barack Obama. It's disgraceful, and I'm sorry to my European brethren. I am sorry. America does not believe what this sick leftist bureaucracy is implementing on you, and that's why I am advocating on all of you. It's time to raise up, baby. All right, you've been had. You've been hoodwinked. All right, socialism destroyed your culture. It destroyed your countries. It destroyed you. It's time to recognize that, and it's time to start raising up. It's time to start praising some of the things that you have done throughout history. It's time to start picking up a book and reading, you know, getting grasp of your culture, understanding what you should be proud of, for Christ's sake, all right? The art, the literature, the contributions to human enlightenment. Don't you understand me? Good God. Anyway, folks, once again, let me move on here because we're running out of time. Did you hear this Turkish prime minister? Now, I've done a little bit of reading about the Turkey's little quasi-Islamic parliamentary type of deal of a government that they have. They do have a prime minister and they do have a president, all right? Now, the Turkish prime minister, Ahmet Davutoglu, I hope I'm saying that right, he basically said today that the new Turkish constitution will be secularist. Oh man, I mean that's an eye opener because Turkey has been pretty much helping arm ISIS and arm these Islamic extremists, for Christ's sake. But I think that there may be an internal struggle happening within Turkey. Now, when the Turkish prime minister said this, there was a suicide bomber, a female suicide bomber that blew herself up in Basra, which is a city in Turkey, folks. And this is the 5th suicide bombing in Turkey this year for the folks that are unaware of that particular situation. All right? Now, one more time, folks, I think that there might be an internal struggle because the Turkish Prime Minister, Ahmet Davutoglu, suggesting that the new constitution of Turkey is going to be secularist in nature is in complete opposition to the president, Erdogan. I don't know these people's names. I don't care, all right? But Erdogan, all right? Erdogan, the president, his party, the ruling AK party is pretty, Islamic, to say the least. All right, I mean, they're the ones that brought back that, what do you call it, the hijab, the crap that they put over the woman's head, for Christ's sake. I mean, they're the ones that brought that back into Turkey, for Christ's sake, all right? So when you've got the prime minister suggesting that their constitution is going to be more secularist, and then you've got the president, who is the leader of the ruling AK party, bringing back the hijab or whatever the hell it's called, that little scarf or whatever, the prelude to the beekeeper suit, okay? When he brought that back to Turkey, I mean, this is in complete opposition. I think there's a goddamn power struggle in Turkey. All right, like I said, when this prime minister said that the Constitution will be secularist, a goddamn suicide bomber set themselves off, for Christ's sake, a female one. 5th one this year, folks. So keep your eye in Turkey, all right? I mean, I think that them entering the EU, which I don't think the president, Erdogan, all right, understands the secularist implications of that. I think this guy's still living an a la snack bar type of persuasion of his foreign policy in relation of, going into the EU, being a part of NATO, so on and so forth. And you've got secularists within Turkey that are utilizing this as an opportunity to basically say, hey, look, we don't want anything to do with radical Islam. We want to be secular. We want to live lavish. We want to, partake in some capitalist endeavors, so on and so forth. So I think that, it's an interesting time for Turkey, to say the least. All right? Anyway, I definitely want to talk about the woman card, folks, and Beyonce before I get into Radio Graffiti. And I'm not going to be very long, okay? Let me take a drink here, folks. Oh, man. Whew, man, that is good. I took a big drink, that one, man. Whew. Man, look, folks, everybody knows at this point in time that the women, with all due respect, via the feminist movement, via leftism, via liberalism, have basically usurped the justice system. They've usurped the media. They've usurped every aspect of our everyday lives, and let's just be completely honest, all right? I alluded to this yesterday, that's why you have so many lonely women out here, whether they're fatties or uglies or even what people want to deem as attractive women. They're all alone. They're all by themselves. And the reason is because Hollywood has incepted in their heads that they are God's gift and that every goddamn day of their life needs to be something of a romantic comedy, a movie or something of that nature, all right? Now, I know I alluded to this yesterday. Now, why am I bringing up the woman card? Because there is a woman card, all right? I mean, we want to talk about equality, right? Or at least the feminists want to talk about equality. But when it comes to actually implementing equality, the woman card comes out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, go and try to take a woman out to a date and see if she'll flip the tab. Or go Dutch, no pun intended to my brethren over there in the Netherlands, all right? You go Dutch and you say, hey, won't you pay your half? I mean, they'll look at you like you just farted on their Sunday dress because the equality that was supposedly pushed forth by the feminists doesn't apply. Do you understand what I'm saying? They want this this charade, I should say, of equality while trying to play the chivalry card, which is now called the woman card. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when things get a little bit too stressful, when things get a little bit too hairy for these people, and when I mean these people, I'm talking about women, excuse me, when things get a little bit too under pressure, what do? They start crying. Oh, Jesus Christ, huh? Oh, my God. I'm serious. They start crying. They start acting hysterical. That's the woman card. Do you understand that? I'm serious. I mean, just have a man start breaking down and crying under pressure, for Christ's sake. Are you kidding me? He'd be bitch slapped. All right? He'd be bitch slapped, for Christ's sake, man. Are you joking? That's what the women card is talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know you women, you want to continue to play it and say, oh, my God, I can't believe what you're saying. It's sexist. It's not sexist, women, all right? Now, look, I believe women can be capitalist. I believe that women have I've met business women owners, women business owners, I've met them, all right? I'm serious. I mean, there are some hardcore women that are self-made that said, look, I want to live lavish, I want to be a capitalist, and I'm not going to fall in line with that ridiculous, dumbass notion, this false narrative of feminism or leftism or all this victim mentality, right? But, folks, a group is defined by its majority, all right? And look at all the lonely women out here, all these women that are out there alone. They're single. A lot of them are mothers, all right? And as I've said, I don't believe single mothers deserve any kind of patting on the back, all right? I mean, let me tell you something. In this day and age, with so many ways of contraception, with so many prophylactics, with so many ways from preventing a man from ejaculating in your vagina, to have the excuse that he got me pregnant, BS, all right, Brad? All right, I mean, now in the state of California, you can't even be a little tipsy anymore, because if this woman was a little tipsy and she was like, yes, 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 wakes up in the morning and has coyote arm as it relates to you, she can claim rape and legally get away with it, all right? I'm serious. I mean, I don't even want to go to California anymore because I'm afraid that, women are out there just suckering idiots just based on that, for Christ's sake. Oh, I'm drunk. Oh, my God, he hit me. Oh, I'm triggered. Oh, he assaulted. I mean, who knows what these people are doing, man? I'm serious. So once again, folks, there is a woman card being played. I mean, it's being played in the court system. I mean, look at these poor fathers out here that unfortunately are trying to do the family thing with these ungrateful women that just aren't happy. They're never happy. They're living the movies. They think that every day should be a freaking romantic comedy, for Christ's sake, all right? But unfortunately, they divorced the man, even though he worked every day and, loved her, loved the family. Nope. They give her the goddamn cheering, all right? The poor man is basically punished because he's got to pay her child support. And let's be honest, child support never goes to the child, all right? Come on. You know what happens? And let me tell you what's happening in education and single mothers, all right? The goddamn public education system via free breakfast, free lunch program is feeding single mother children, all right? That's why these children are so weak. Haven't you noticed that? They're smaller, they're shorter, they're skinnier. All right, because these single mothers, they take that child support and they put it in, getting their hair did, getting an outfit to go to Applebee's and look for something that looks good in a leather jacket, slick back hair, chewing on a freaking toothpick, flipping a nickel, or some Alabama black snake, for Christ's sake. They put it on their dress, their shoes, their Gucci bag. Do you understand? While the child gets the bare minimum as it relates to school, a lot of these schools now have freaking uniforms, for Christ's sake, so you don't even have to spend money nowadays on these kids as it relates to their goddamn schooling in some aspects, and they just send them and they are fed solely on the goddamn school. Breakfast and lunch. I'm telling you, free breakfast and lunch is feeding our children. And meanwhile, these poor chaps out here that wanted to be fathers, that believe the women, that, oh, I'll be faithful to you, I love you, and now they are punished because they have to pay this woman who it was probably her ridiculous decision, her kookster mind that, saw some movie or saw some bimbo on TV saying, oh, I'm woman, hear me roar. That's the woman card. Do you understand what I'm saying, women? And I don't blame these men, all right, for, doing what they're doing nowadays. I mean, they're fruiting up now, and they're fruiting up, I'm serious, in mass quantities. I mean, I've said the Craigslist thing, you got the stupid Grindr app, you got, they're fruiting up, all right? And to be honest with you, I don't blame them. Now, I know I alluded to the fact that the trannies yesterday should completely disassociate themselves from the gays because the prime motive for transsexuals is not purely sexual, not purely carnal for the most part. I'm sure for a lot of them it is, but for the most part, they just want to be the feminine aspect of a relationship and don't mind being, for a lack of a better term, a bitch. All right? So when I discuss about homosexuals at this point in time, the true motive, unfortunately, for homosexuals is sexual gratification. All right, and the whole reason why it's so openly sexual and carnal as it relates to gay males is because males, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, once they've released pent up jism, for a lack of a better term, they pretty much can go their separate ways and not really ever talk to anybody again. I mean, that's been the biggest criticism of fatties and ugly women who get done in a stairwell or in the back of a building or in the back of some broke down car in front of a freaking driveway or something like that, and they get done in that kind of environment and wonder why they don't get any respect or get a call back or so on and so forth. I mean, a man figures, hey, if you're willing to wax my carrot, if you're willing to ejaculate my schlong head in the back of a goddamn broke down car in front of a goddamn driveway or in back of a goddamn building or in a damn stairwell, for Christ's sake, you probably don't want to talk to me again, or I don't ever want to talk to you again. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's the basis, unfortunately, for a lot of the fruit bowlness that's happening in America today. Men have gotten tired of women. I'm sure that they've gone on enough dates, they've gotten screwed over enough that they've realized that, look, these women, I'm tired of them. I'm disgusted with them. All I really need is my wiener whacked every now and then, and because of modern-day technology, I can go out and do it in another capacity. So that's why I'm suggesting that gay males, for the majority, I know that there's probably some out there that are monogamous and that are couples, and I'm happy for you, all right? But for the most part, it's a bunch of goddamn carnal, horny bastards, and I blame females for it. I blame females wholeheartedly for it. I'm sorry, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's why you have so many down low individuals out here that are basically, fruiting up out here. They're fruiting up, and they're fruiting up too much, all right? That's the woman card. And look, I don't want to get to Beyonce. There's only 8 minutes left. I will have Radio Graffiti, folks, after this show, all right? But let me tell you, look, Beyonce, I'm sick of this broad because she is a contributing factor on why you are screwed up. And I've been talking about Beyonce for years, all right? Remember back in 2008, 2009 when I was talking about her? It was all, when she was singing at the time, she was like, you could pay all my bills, you could pay all my bills, then maybe we can chill and all that crap. Remember that? Now what is it? Now it's, I'm the scorned bitch now. It's not fair. How dare you? I got cheated on. I'm the bomb-ass broad. How dare you? I'm going to go and riot in the streets. Have you seen this stupid new lemonade crap? It's ridiculous. She's breaking windows. She's throwing resonance of Ferguson and all these riots, for Christ's sake. She's trying to incite crap. Do you understand? She's trying to incite women hating men, and she's trying, of course, to incite, racial hatred, in my personal opinion. And, she should be called out on it, all right? I mean, it's just completely pathetic. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We got about 7 minutes left. Follow me on Twitter, folks, if you haven't already done so. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? Please follow it right now. You'll know exactly when I'll have a show. Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. And, of course, if you want to listen to the old episodes, you want to get the evolution and the history of yours truly, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. You can have every episode, I'm telling you, that I've ever done there for your viewing or listening pleasure. All right, go ahead and listen to it. Anyway, I'm going to get to Radio Graffiti, folks. I know we only got 6 minutes. I will continue it after the show, folks, and, of course, you can get the show once it's done and it's complete And once we are done with it, right afterwards via podcast at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? Follow me on Twitter, too, boy. Politics Ghost. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti. That's right, folks. Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you have to do is call me at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code or on your Skype name, you have 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. And let's get to it right now. Do we got callers, engineer? All right, let's go ahead and get to 808 Radio Graffiti.
Yes, Square Capitalist here. I just want to know if you ever seen this shit about the KKK endorsing Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah, we heard about that. It's all over the place. Don't Black Lives Matter? You're accepting money from the KKK, Hillary Clinton. Don't Black Lives Matter, boy? Obviously not. 717 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, did you hear about that new ride at Six Flags? It's called the roller coaster.
Yeah, real funny, asshole. Real funny. Yeah. Yeah, no pun intended, right, asshole? 208 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut that up, for Christ's sake. A real black guy, Radio Graffiti. It's okay. Go ahead and open my legs and penetrate.
Do it, engineer.
Go ahead. Oh, you son of a bitch. You stupid. You son of a bitch. You stupid son of a bitch. I never said that. You splicers, man. You goddamn audio splicers. I never said that, man. Jesus Christ, man. We don't got much time. Give me the mic. Give me my mic. Give me the mic. Give me that goddamn mic, for Christ's sake. You sons of bitches. I'm warning you. 2 words to you goddamn sons of bitches. Punitive damages, all right? 435 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
You are now listening to True Communist Radio.
Oh, yeah, real funny, asshole. I'll tell you what, there ain't nothing communist. It's all capitalist, all right? And long live the capitalist army on top of that. 940 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, Ghost, I'm going to fuck you to the asshole. Oh.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't understand why you people think that's funny. Look, we're talking about trannies and gays and grinder apps and all this crap. This crap ain't funny anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe in the 90s when everybody was Down Low Brother in it or something, I mean, maybe it'd be funny, but it ain't funny anymore. 941 Radio Graffiti.
I don't think I'm laughing at these callers, actually. They're not even funny.
I know. I'm telling you, Karaskin. Give me a break. Thanks for calling, Karaskin. 269 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Big fan of the show and true capitalist here. So since I'm a capitalist, I'm going to start making anime body pillows of you and selling them.
No, don't you dare do it. And if you happen to be from Canada or something, I'm going to report you to the Mounties. 712 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Where do you keep your cans?
Don't worry about it, all right? Let me tell you something. I've got all kinds of crap out here, for Christ's sake, man, because I get pissed off, all right? I get pissed off. We got Teutonic Plague. What's going on, Radio Graffiti?
I don't get it, Ghost. How can someone who changes their gender in this world be considered a hero, yet a returning veterans cannot? It's the fucking liberals. Shout out to Karaskin and shout out to Computist Politics for making my new bigger pair of balls having logo. All fucking liberals must fucking hang.
Hey, calm down on some of that violent talk, but other than that, I agree with you. 808 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there. Anyway, let's get to some more callers here. How about 954 Radio Graffiti? Shut up with that bureaucrat talk. I ain't no goddamn bureaucrat, boy. 712 Radio Graffiti.
Sipping on that Johnny Walker Blue Label. Oh, yeah.
You're damn right, baby. Let me take a sip of that now. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Every time it hits your lips, it's just so great. Johnny Walker Blue Label. Radio Graffiti.
It's Dick o'clock on a mighty day. Regular Dick's shuffling. There's an old Dick sitting next to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut that off, for Christ's sake. 716 Radio Graffiti.
Fuck that fucking elbow and fuck the long horse here.
Shut up. Don't start that crap. Don't start it. Don't you dare, boy. Don't you dare. 850 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Oh, is that your radio in the background? Hey, could you turn that?
No, that's you. All right, that's you. That's what it is. How about 786 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, ladies, if your man takes you out to the bar and he orders himself a martini or a daiquiri, check his phone. He might have Grindr. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you, boy, there. Anyway, boy, we're about to end the live broadcast. If you want to listen right now, all you can do is call me. You can only listen to the third hour on the phone, for Christ's sake. Follow me on Twitter, folks. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the website. Long live the capitalist army, baby. Woo! Anyway, all right, here we go. Like I said, the only way that you could possibly listen right now is if you're listening via the phone and you're listening on the podcast right now, all right? Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is the third hour that, like I said, only can be listened to by those that are listening on phone right now or you're listening via podcast, all right? I actually like that aspect of the show, for Christ's sake. It kind of encourages people to go out and download the damn podcast, for Christ's sake. And we got a lot of downloaders, folks, because let me tell you something right now. A lot of people are capitalists that listen to yours truly, and they can't partake with us on the live broadcast. So, you know, you got to give them a little something that everybody else on the live broadcast doesn't get, baby. You got to download it, baby. You got to diversify, baby. Woo! Anyway, let's continue with Radio Graffiti right now. All right, 941 Radio Graffiti.
You already called me.
That isn't just the sound of the all-new 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC being put through its paces. It's the sound of innovation. The innovation behind one of the most advanced SUVs on the road today. With multiple driving modes, a suite of intelligent drive systems, and a technology-filled cabin that sets new standards in modern luxury. This is what innovation sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLC.
Some equipment described as optional.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I already called Karaskin, for Christ's sake. How you doing? Hey, Karaskin, you want to give a shout-out or something?
Yeah, I've been meaning to do this. Wiener One Actual gets a shout-out.
Yeah, I know. He's been begging for a shout. I already gave him a shout-out. He should be happy with that. All right? Who else do we got here? The People's Republic of China, Radio Graffiti.
Yes! Yes! I'm great at golf, baby! I'm great at this game! Woo!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut up, all right? God damn it, you splicing bastards, man. Brony Drumming, Radio Graffiti.
Now, are you a rusher, or are you a dragger, or are you going to be on my fucking time? I'm going to be on your time.
Well, you know, let me tell you something right now. That's how you have to talk to people in life. Do you understand that? I'm not kidding around. I mean, that's how you need to talk to people in life. I'm tired of pussyfooting around with this political correctness horse crap, all right? You got to have a pair of balls the size of grapefruits, for Christ's sake, all right? If you believe in what you say, well, by God, stand by it. You understand that? Believe it, boy. 971 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, this is Tom from Funimation. I was calling to let you know you were hired so you can be our tax write-off, you cripple.
Oh, yeah, real funny, asshole. I tell you what, you come down here to 6th Street and talk that crap, boy. I'm telling you right now, you wouldn't leave without a new hole in your ass, all right? Because I'd be putting my boot up it, for Christ's sake. You'll shit leather for the next 10 years of your goddamn life, you scumbag. And I'm not no goddamn cripple. I don't know how many times I got to tell you sons of bitches, all right, boy? 907 Radio Graffiti.
God, Ghost, you foiled my plan to use HARP in Alaska to control the Texan weather. I'll get you next...
Oh, shut up, you stupid moron, all right? I'm just saying that there's some weird weather going on out here. I've never seen so much hail in my life. I'm serious. I'm not joking. I mean, hail is not supposed to be some kind of a goddamn common occurrence out here, all right? And on top of which, this constant rain, constant flooding, for Christ's sake, it is not good for anybody. And I'm tired of it, all right? I'm just tired of it. That's all I'm saying, all right, boy? 516 Radio Graffiti. Yeah, you know, why are you going to be Helen Keller deaf mute? Why'd you even waste the damn slot, you stupid moron? 248 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, your wife would fit the description whacking Bernie Sanders' wiener because you're a limp.
Yeah, you can't even say it. Do you hear yourself? You had to stumble and mumble like a stumble and mumbling little jerk because you have no goddamn huevos, all right? I should have played the game Guess the Minority with your ass, but you see, you stumbled and mumbled like some stupid, incompetent jerk, and I'm sick of it, all right? If you're going to call up here and say something to me, boy, then sound off like you got a pair, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ, I could tell by the lack of bass in your voice. No fatherly influence, all right? That's all I got to say. No goddamn fatherly influence. Jesus Christ. 419 Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, how do you save a beer cat from drowning? You don't.
All right. Is that supposed to be funny, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. What is this, lamerjokes.com ripoffs or something? 615 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, guys, just wanted to give a shout out to my man, Tyrese. I know you like vanilla, but chocolate will always be better, all right?
Yeah, whatever, all right? You sound like some imbecile trying to sound black, and it's horrible. Horrible impression. Disgusting, all right? 630 Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, what up, Ghost?
Hey, how's it going? John Rawson, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I was just listening, but can you just not hang up on me?
All right, well, I will, but at least you should say something. Radiant Snake, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, long time no see. Shout out to everyone in the UK. Shout out to Kraskin. And please, may I listen to the rest of the show?
No problem, all right? I just, give some shout-outs, let me know. And, of course, if you're going to do some troll and it's going to be lame, you're going to get hung up on, all right? 510 Radio Graffiti.
Hello, this is the Texas Aquarium. I'm just calling to inform you that we are now wheelchair and guide dog accessible.
No, shut up. And you see, you messed up. You messed up. You want to know why? No fatherly influence. No fatherly influence. No goddamn fatherly influence whatsoever. Let me tell you something. I think somebody needs to get their goddamn pimp hand strong on that mother, and not to mention other mothers of people that cannot just get out what the hell they want to say, because I don't blame them, boy. I'm intimidating them. You understand what I'm saying, boy? They don't have a daddy. They don't got somebody with the testicular fortitude, the manly dominance that I'm just throwing around like it ain't shit. They ain't never seen such a thing in their goddamn lives, and I don't blame them for shaking in their goddamn boots, boy. All right? I don't blame them, boy. I don't blame them. 239 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, sorry. I was just listening to the podcast. If you can just put me back on there.
Yeah, well, say something. Damn it. You milky-licking pieces of nipple clamp loving butt plug up the ass chicken eating corn boy crap. Jesus Christ. 630 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, when are you gonna bring back Capitalist Confessions?
Yeah, we may bring back Capitalist Confessions this Friday, this Baller Friday here. All right, this is a hump day edition. Look, you people, I know I've gotten off keister a couple of times here, but I'm happy, for Christ's sake. The Trump train is steaming forward. All right, we got Thursday's show tomorrow, and then maybe for a Baller Friday, we'll bring back to a True Capitalist Confessions. And look, we want to hear some true confessions out here, right? I'm serious. So for you folks that are listening in, we're going to have True Capitalist Confessions this Friday, and come up with something good, decent, and real, all right? Because we want to hear some real capitalist confessions, some real ones, all right? We've got Boot 073 Radio Graffiti.
All right, Vinegar Capital in the house, for Christ's sake.
Food stamps.
Oh, my God. Get this idiot. Get off, for Christ's sake, you racist prick. You see, this is what happens. These splicers are right here. I mean, they put together crap that I don't even say. All right? They put together garbage I don't even say, for Christ's sake. And that's why you've got all these dumbasses on the internet thinking that I'm some kind of a racist or something, all right? I'm not a racist, all right? I've told people this time and time again. I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be black, all right? I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be Hispandex, all right? I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be Camel Jockey, Wop, Kraut, Muck, Shovel, and Mick. All right, so for you idiots to sit here and try to suggest to me that I am a racist in any capacity is a false indictment, for Christ's sake. All right? I'm a melting pot of friendship, all right? I mean, I don't understand what I have to do, what I have to say for you idiots to get this through your goddamn head. All right? I don't get it. Anyway, Jimmy Kudos, Radio Graffiti.
You can shove it up your ass, goddammit. Asshole. 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 8-year-old Mexican kid. Asshole is our Mexican of the year. Good God. Cheers to asshole. Let's continue going. You can shove it up your ass, goddammit. Asshole. 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 You can shove it up your ass, goddammit.
Oh, my God. It looks like Jimmy Kudos made, some kind of remix, obviously. How many remixes are on the internets of this show, for Christ's sake? I have no goddamn idea. But obviously, he's an asshole fan. And let me tell you, Asho has been around for a long time. We'll get to him. I can see him on the switchboard here. We'll get to him in a little bit. He probably wants to say something serious, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's take a couple more callers of Radio Graffiti, because I tend to believe that these people, are all just listeners here. How about Critical Sands, Radio Graffiti? I get off on seeing these wild Jehudis blowing themselves up.
Yes, I freaking love this.
I don't know about all that. I mean, I'm glad that they're dying, don't get me wrong, but they're taking other people with them, for Christ's sake, all right? I mean, and they are being anesthetized with this radical, disgusting perspective of spirituality, all right? And that's why these people believe that if they kill themselves and kill as many people as many with them, for Christ's sake, that they're going to freaking heaven, all right? I think that's a very serious thing, a very serious issue that, of course, the left doesn't want to touch because they're the ones bringing them in, all right? I'm going to keep reiterating this, all right? Barack Obama is bringing in the migrant crisis here to America, folks, and if you folks don't believe that, you better take your heads out of your goddamn asses. All right, I mean, they're kicking out black families and Latino families out of Section 8 housing, and they're putting in these goddamn Syrian refugees, for Christ's sake. I'm already seeing the remnants of it here in Austin, Texas, folks. I'm going to be completely honest with you. All right? I'm serious. I think you folks need to take your heads out of your ass as it relates to this. They are bringing in the enemy just like they did in Europe, folks, just like they're doing in Europe. This is what these leftists want. They want bureaucratic power in their control, and don't be fooled when it happens. Do you understand me? When these San Bernardinos and all these ridiculous terrorist episodes that they brought in, don't fall for it, boy. Don't fall for it. Do you understand me? Listen to me. Listen! Don't fall for it, boy. Do you understand that? Because they brought it in. The leftists brought it in. They already did it to Europe. Look at Europe. Look at Europe. Look at Europe. They already did it, boy. Don't fall for it. You understand that? Stand for freedom, for Christ's sake. Do you understand me? These totalitarians will do anything to sustain power. Anything. Don't fall for it, boy. Anyway, let's keep going, shall we? We're going to take a couple of more calls here. A real human being, Radio Graffiti. I am watching hentai and jerking off to cartoons and whatnot.
Oh, wow, man. Oh, yeah, it feels good. Oh, man, it's great, man.
Oh, man, that's real. Oh, Jesus. Get out. That's disgusting. You stupid enemy hentai pieces of... You sick perverts. Damn perverts out here. I'm sick of them, man. I'm sick of them. I don't get it. I don't get all the energy. I don't get all the effort being put into this sick, twisted sexualization of cartoons. I don't get it. Jesus. Oh, my God. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you put this energy and effort into your country? Why don't you put this energy and effort into making sure that America's great again and electing Donald Trump? I mean, good God. What's wrong with you people, man? What is wrong with you people? I mean, good God. I mean, I don't get it, man. I mean, I'm depressed. I don't get it with you sickos out here on the goddamn internets, man. I don't get it. And you know what? Sometimes I don't even want to get it, man. I don't even want to get it. Jesus Christ, this sick sons of bitches for Christ. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Freaking mic, for Christ's sake, man. Sometimes I don't even want to get it, boy. You understand that? Because it's a sick mentality we're dealing with, man. The sexualization of goddamn cartoons, for Christ's sake. I don't get it, man. I don't want to get it. But look at the energy. Look at the effort that these people are putting in. I mean, look at this crap. Look at it. Meanwhile, America's going down into oblivion, for Christ's sake. Meanwhile, Europe is being completely decimated. Meanwhile, we've got these international bureaucrats incrementally pushing themselves into power all over the globe, for Christ's sake, and nobody's caring, for Christ's sake, because they're anesthetized with Beyonce, right? Oh, yeah, Lemonade, huh? This fictitious little stupid soap opera between her and that peanut head, bell pepper ass nose idiot Jay-Z, for Christ's sake. Oh, yeah, give me a freaking break with this fictitious soap opera between them, for Christ's sake. It's fake. It's all entertainment. Don't get anesthetized with this garbage already, boy. That's how they're able to control you, you stupid, uncognitive thinking morons. That's how they're able to control you. You simpletons, I'm telling you. I don't understand why I put up so much energy of my own in an attempt to spark synapses in your brains. I don't get it. I don't get why I put so much energy forth. I don't get it. Jesus Christ, I don't get it, for Christ's sake, because you're listening, aren't you, folks? You're listening to this crap. You're listening to this crap, aren't you, boy? Jesus Christ. Let me take a drink here, man, because I'm telling you, it's hard to deal with. You look at the realities of the world. You look at the realities of the leftists. You look at the realities of people. You look at the realities of the internet. I mean, good God. Sometimes I wonder how I keep from going under. Isn't that how the song goes? Huh? Sometimes I wonder how I keep from going under. You want to know why I don't keep from going under? Because I'm a capitalist. Do you understand that, boy? That's what keeps me getting up every goddamn day of my life, being a capitalist, making my life better than it was yesterday, for Christ's sake, sustaining the continuity of living good, living lavish. Do you understand that? That's what keeps me going, for Christ's sake. Not being some disgusting, filthy, soulless bureaucrat that crawls over the graves of other people in order to sustain power, for Christ's sake. And that is the story of all these goddamn politicians. That is the story of these scumbag career politicians. And by God, we need to end the concept of career politicians. Don't you understand that? We've got to end the concept of career politicians, for Christ's sake, boy. Let me take a drink, for Christ's sake. I'm sorry, folks. I'm getting off keister here. I know I'm getting off keister, but by God, somebody's got to say something. Somebody's got to do something. You understand that? Somebody's got to say something, and somebody's got to goddamn do something. God damn it. Sons of bitches. I'm telling you, folks. I'm sorry. I'm going off keister here, but God damn it, do you understand? Do you hear the passion? Do you hear the fury, for Christ's sake? This is how important this damn election is, man. Vote Donald Trump, for Christ's sake. All right, we're going to take a couple of more radio graffiti callers, and then we're moving on, for Christ's sake. Do you understand that, boy? Do you understand that? Anyway, let's move on to some more radio graffiti callers. Big Sneaky Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ, a goddamn Helen Keller deaf mute, for Christ's sake. How about Crasher925 Radio Graffiti? All right. I mean, that was a little loud. I'm pretty sure people's headphones were probably like, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that sounded like you ripped off the beat of Blondie's, what was that song called? Call Me. Yeah, the Call Me beat. That's what it sounds like. You know what I mean? Anyway, who else do we got going on over here? 204 Radio Graffiti?
I mean, I literally gave Templeton an anal raping with no
shut up! Shut up! No, that's a sick-ass twisted splice. Shut your stupid face hole. Jesus Christ. Ghost X Radio Graffiti. Okay. How about Boshi290 Radio Graffiti?
Hello, Ghost. I've enjoyed listening to your show for a long time, but I've never gotten a chance to call in before. I'm a grandson of Colonel Edwin Eugene Aldrin Jr., Buzz Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon, a true conservative and capitalist, and a staunch supporter of the Republican Party. And on behalf of Buzz Aldrin Enterprises, LLC, I personally invite you to meet the Colonel on Sunday, May 22nd at the Highland Park Methodist Church in Dallas, Texas. I dare you to try and say...
you dare me in what? Dare me and try to say what?
That asshole nutjob Bart Sabrell did the same thing in 2002, and you'll suffer the same fate he did, a knuckle sandwich straight to your filthy pie hole. My grandpa may be 85, but it still ain't shit for him to lay the beat down on your...
Oh, yeah, let me tell you something. If he's there, what was the day again? May what? What was the date?
May 22nd at the Highland Park Methodist Church in Dallas, Texas.
You know what? I may just take the trip up there to damn Dallas, Texas, and I'd be more than happy to do what you're talking about that gentleman did, put a goddamn Bible in his face and swear on the Bible that he went to the goddamn moon. And let me tell you something, that little son of a bitch tries to take a swing at me. I mean, it'll be unfortunate that I'm going to have to beat up an old man, but I'd be more than happy to beat up this son of a bitch if he tries to take a swing at me, all right? Let me tell you something. He never went to the moon, in my opinion, all right? And that's all there is to it. I don't believe one thing NASA says. Not one. I don't believe nothing that piece of garbage, Nazi-based organization says. It's crap. It's utter garbage, all right? It's utter crap. So I don't want to hear about it. Just shove it up your ass. All right? I may just go over there to Highland Park Methodist Church over there. All right? I may throw a Bible in his goddamn face and say, hey, look, swear on the Bible, Buzz, that you went up to the goddamn moon. And he ain't going to do it, boy. He tried to take a swing at me. I goddamn dare him. I double dog dare his ass to take a swing at me, boy. It'll be the last thing that he ever remembered unless he comes to after I freaking take him a goddamn knuckle sandwich to his jaw. Son of a bitch gonna sit over here and try to say that this guy, he ain't gonna do nothing, boy. I tell you, Buzz Aldrin ain't gonna do nothing, all right? I mean, this scumbag just recently got a divorce a couple of years ago. I mean, what kind of old son of the 80-year-old bitch is gonna get divorced, for Christ's sake? What, he's gonna put himself out in the market, for Christ's sake? I mean, have you seen the amount of plastic surgery that Buzz Aldrin has had on his freaking ridiculous, freakish face, for Christ's sake? What is this idiot trying to prove, huh? What is this idiot trying to prove? I'm telling you, he was on Dancing with the Stars, for Christ's sake, man. This guy's a sick, twisted idiot. Give me a freaking break. Screw Buzz Aldrin, all right? Buzz off, Buzz Aldrin. Sick of hearing about your stupid, dumbass, fake moon landing. Shove it up your ass, all right? Shove it up your clogged up pooper, all right? You low-level Masonic piece of trash. 816 Radio Damn Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Just glad to hear you back on the air, and shout out to all the Capitalist Army. Can you keep me on the line?
No problem, man. Shout out to the Capitalist Army is correct, man. I'm telling you, the Capitalist Army lives on, baby. We're kicking some ass here on the internets and in the Wizard Radio Graffiti. Hey, what's going on, folks? And thank you for my enemy broadcast. I'm out here watching enemies. Woo! Jesus Christ. Do you see this crap? Do you see this crap? All the energy, all the effort being put forth by these enemy pricks, man. Do you hear this? Jesus Christ. I'm sick of this. I am genuinely sick of this garbage, man, all right? I mean, instead of going out and trying to meet somebody, they want to sit here and they want to wax their carrot while sexualizing cartoons, for Christ's sake, man. It's sick. You know what I mean? That's why they're coming at me, for Christ's sake, because they're pissed off because I'm calling them out. I'm calling their sick-ass perverted garbage out, boy, and they don't like it, boy. They don't like it. 410 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell you're trying to play. I don't care, all right? Jesus Christ. I mean, do you hear this garbage, man? I mean, this is lame. Lame. Do you understand what I'm talking about, boys? 646 Radio Graffiti.
You know, speaking of hump day, I should watch some ghost pornography of him fucking his grandma's poop chute today.
Oh, shove it up your ass, all right? And don't talk about my granny, boy. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, Milky Lickers, man. Do not talk about my granny. Do you understand that, boy? You understand that? Reddit Gold user, Reddit Radio Graffiti. Let me go ahead and do some for Lori. Woo! I'm hyped. Oh, my God. You're putting me doing Fort Lorico to freaking RuPaul, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. Shantae. I mean, give me a goddamn break, for Christ's sake. Good God. Oh, my God. How about 205 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Bernice and Joy, tell everyone which power wheelchair got you to the Grand Canyon.
Oh, shove it up your ass with the hover-round commercials, boy. 408 Radio Graffiti.
I am now officially declaring myself the king of 10-year-old boys.
Oh, shove it up your ass at the freaking splice, you sick, twisted perverts. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an enemy watcher that spliced that sick-ass, twisted crap, boy. I wouldn't be surprised. You understand that? Jesus Christ, I'm serious. I wouldn't be surprised if one of you son of a bitch anime fruit bowls, you hentai fruit bowls, man. I'm sick of you people, man. I'm sick of it. I'm serious. 775 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, this is Viper 2 Actual here. I just want to give a shout-out to the OG Capitalists and the Capitalist Army and to the 3%ers. Brother, keep it up.
Hey, let me tell you something. The Capitalist Army is in effect in the house, all right? All right, I'm serious right now. If you haven't already done so, follow me on Twitter, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, baby. And make sure to retweet the pinned tweet, all right? I'm serious, baby. It's Capitalist Army time, all right? That's why we're doing whatever it takes to make sure that Donald Trump is elected. I mean, it's that important of an election, folks. I can't reiterate that anymore, all right? It's that important. It's that goddamn important. 479 Radio Graffiti. What the hell is this? Is that all you got, for Christ's sake? I mean, what would you lose all your lung power, for Christ's sake, to that? For Christ, I mean, give me a damn break. 714 Radio Damn Graffiti.
Hey, what's up, Ghost? This is Z Frostwire. I wanted to say that your show kicks ass. Don't listen to these idiot trolls. And I also wanted to give a shout-out to all of our military troops, whether they're serving now or if they're veterans.
Hey, thanks a lot there, Z Frostwire. Really appreciate it, man. And I salute the veterans as well, folks, to be honest with you, all right? Let me tell you something. When Donald Trump is elected president, the troops will get a certain level of respect. They will not be abused, and they will be utilized properly, all right? They're not going to fight no more politically correct wars. The prime objective under the foreign policy of one Donald Trump is to destroy ISIS. Do you understand that? To destroy Islamic extremism, for Christ's sake, all right? And I'm telling you, I wholeheartedly agree with Donald Trump as it relates to this, and he's already suggested that there may have to be some boots on the ground necessary, all right? But by God, all right, by God, if it comes down to that, we're going to destroy ISIS, all right? We're going to beat the living Jesus out of ISIS. I guarantee you they're scared crapless right now, boy. They're scared crapless. But let me tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised since Donald Trump has threatened to sever ties with these international bureaucracies. Don't be surprised if NATO is supplying ISIS with more weaponry, with more bombs, with more armaments. Do you understand that? Don't be surprised if the United Nations is doing the same goddamn thing. I mean, Donald Trump made it clear today in his foreign policy speech that he is not going to bow to these damn international global bureaucracies. All right, he made it clear. I've been saying this for weeks, folks. I've been saying this. I've been saying that don't think it's an accident that yours truly has been saying the things that Donald Trump has been saying. And moreover, he's been saying some of these things with my same cadence, folks. All right? I'm telling you, Donald Trump will not forget the capitalist army. I guarantee you. All right? I guarantee you if he is president, he will not forget the capitalist army. And that's all I can say. That's all I can say. I can't say any more, folks. That's why I am encouraging everybody within the capitalist army to please blog. Microblog via Twitter. Link news articles. All right? Do whatever it takes. Spread information. Spread news, for Christ's sake. Make videos. Make graphics. All right? Make literature, make artwork, make whatever it takes, folks. We need you, for Christ's sake, all right? This is a new way. This is a new medium. You are the new medium, folks. Don't you understand that? Don't just sit there and watch anime. Don't just sit there and just play video games. Get off the sidelines and get on the front lines, folks. I kid you not. You are the new media. You are the new media. You are the new media, folks. All you have to do is take the initiative and act like it. Act like it. And do your part, folks. Do you understand me? Follow me on Twitter, PoliticsGhost, all one word, no underscores. And by God, retweet the pin tweet, folks. Follow me if you're a part of the capitalist army, folks. All right, Trump will not forget us. He will not forget the capitalist army, and that's why we have to pledge our 100% allegiance to this man to make sure he is elected president. He's already laid out his foreign policy, and by God, if you haven't already done so after this show, please listen to that speech. It is a historic speech. It is probably the most historic speech of our time in American history. And I'm telling you, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it, folks. And let me tell you, I'm going to be very candid with you, folks. That's why I came back, all right? The reason I left, regardless of what everybody tries to suggest, all right, the whole reason why I left was because, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I was getting a lot of intimidation from a lot of different factions, all right? All right, like I said, I had freaking ice cream trucks outside my goddamn house in the middle of winter, for Christ's sake, just parked there, for Christ's sake, all right? I was approached by agents a few times, for Christ's sake, which my wife can attest to. Be honest with you, she can attest to this. All right? And moreover, it wasn't just exclusively American. All right? I'm telling you, I had agents of other freaking countries. Because remember, I was very critical about a lot of countries. I have a very abusive use of free speech, folks. All right? I like to tell it how it is. I like to tell the truth. All right? And a lot of the truth I was telling at the time was coming to pass. Didn't you know that, folks? I mean, that's why I suggest to you, if you're new to the show, or if you don't believe me, go back in the archive at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, time the prognostications from when they happened. It's all documented there, folks. I guarantee it. I've been talking about this for years. But by God, let me tell you, I thought it was going to go away. When I went away and I decided, look, I'm not going to do this show anymore. I enjoy my life. I'm a capitalist. I'm making lots of money. Like I suggested, I spent 2 years living out of 5-star hotels. That's why I love Starwood hotels. I love Marriott hotels. The Hilton is very, very nice as well, folks. But as far as their reward programs are concerned, I definitely like Starwoods and Marriott. Had a great time, saw Texas, saw the land, indulged myself, talked to a lot of different people, for Christ's sake. I was living life. I was living lavish. I was a capitalist, baby. You understand? That's what I did. That's what I wanted to do. And I was hoping that, somehow this political system and all this garbage would work itself out, I wanted to believe that, hey, look, somehow it'll all work itself out. It'll figure itself out. Barack Obama is not going to try to take totalitarian power. These bureaucrats are not going to sell us out to international bureaucratic institutions. We're not going to lose American sovereignty. The American dollar is not going to lose its value. I continued to try to believe that was going to happen, but it didn't, folks. It didn't. And by God, I started losing faith. That's why I came back very, very seldomly there in that YouTube video back in November, folks, because I didn't know whether to come back or not, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just trying to send a message. I was trying to warn people that, let me tell you something, there's some bumpy roads ahead. And let me tell you, when Donald Trump first, came forth, and finally, because I was critical of him in the past, I'm going to be completely honest with you, because he was gun-shy on pulling the trigger as it related to running for president. And, to be honest with you, that dominated the media airwaves as opposed to defeating Barack Obama at the time we wanted to defeat Barack Obama. But when he pulled the trigger and finally said that he is going to run for president and basically said the things that I have said for a long period of time, folks, and let me tell you, I don't want to get into the inside baseball between the Trump campaign and yours truly. But when he finally pulled the trigger and he finally started saying these things, I knew that I had to come back, and let me tell you something, it was imperative that I came back, and that's why I'm here, all right? And that's why I'm doing whatever I can to encourage everybody that's listening within the sound of my voice, doesn't matter what part of the world you are in. And let me tell you, I'm listened to, it's surprising, man. I mean, it's humbling, to say the least. The vast amount of people throughout the world that are listening to the True Capitalist Radio Show. I'm talking throughout the world, baby. I'm talking New Zealand. I'm talking South Korea. I'm talking Australia. I'm talking Europe. All right. I'm talking, Latvia. I'm talking Eurasia. All right. I'm talking South America, for Christ's sake. I mean, I heard myself recently talked about on some Spanish-based South American podcast, for Christ's sake, man. I'm kidding you not. All over the world. Of course, in Canada. All right. I'm not joking, for Christ's sake, man. We're all over the world, and I want to thank you for listening, all right? Spread the word about the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, all right? Because all we're advocating is capitalism, baby. It really doesn't matter what political persuasion that you're advocating outside of socialism. You cannot be a capitalist and be a socialist or a communist. You cannot, okay? Let me repeat that again. You cannot be a capitalist and at the same time be a communist or a socialist. It is impossible. It's a false paradigm. It's fake. All right? And that's why we on this show are advocating capitalism. And capitalism is economic freedom. It means whatever you're doing to earn a wage, whatever you're doing to earn a salary, you want to keep the majority of that money. You don't want the government to extort it from you. And whatever that you have to pay the government, because by God, you need some kind of civility into something to maintain civility, not in a totalitarian fashion, but a referee-like fashion. That's why the rule of law is important. That's why our Constitution gave us 3 branches of government, the legislative, the judicial, and the executive, for Christ's sake. And those three were not intended to be dominated by one political perspective. That's why I'm telling you this right now. Donald Trump's election is that important. It is that important because if he's not elected, folks, the international bureaucracy is going to take control of our country, just like the EU is taking control of all of Europe, all those European countries, just like NATO, just like the UN, just like the World Bank, just like the International Monetary Fund, folks. I'm telling you this right now, the foreign policy speech given by Donald Trump should solidify you as to take the motivation and the energy and the effort to go out and vote for this man. This man is so anti-establishment on the goddamn political class level in America to the international bureaucratic level in the United Nations, NATO, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, all these institutions, for Christ's sake, man. He's putting America first. And by God, when he puts America first, folks, the capitalists in America are going to reap the rewards. Do you understand me? The capitalists in America will reap the rewards, baby. And I'm telling you this right now, by God, listen to my words when I say this, all right? Y'all remember the 80s. Remember the bastion of American success. The bastion of capitalism, for Christ's sake. Everybody was making money back then. If you were lucky enough to be an adult in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. All right? Why do you think people are crying about Prince, for Christ's sake? I mean, Prince's death, for Christ's sake, because he is an audible signature of the 80s. And the 80s was an innocent time. Why was it an innocent time? Even though there were people doing a lot of adult things. Let's be honest, all right? I mean, there was a lot of sexuality being thrown out in the 80s, a lot of drugs, a lot of overindulgence, consumption. But why was it okay? Everybody had a job and everybody had money. You understand that? Everybody's always happy when they got a job and they got money, for Christ's sake. And that's what Donald Trump wants to bring back to America. That's what he wants to bring back to America. No, not handouts. He wants to give out opportunity. And when everybody has a job and when everybody has economic opportunity, everybody's happy. Do you understand that? And that's what the left has robbed from us thus far. Do you understand that? With all this overtaxation, all this overregulation, the federal mandate of health insurance. I mean, this is what the left has brought upon us. Nothing but economic instability. Nothing but transfer of wealth. And you know, Barack Obama was right when he said that he was going to transfer the wealth and spread the wealth. He gave it all to Wall Street. He gave it all to the banks, the financial institutions, the people that donated to his campaign contribution accounts. Look at Stimulus Package 2, scumbags. Look at Stimulus Package 2. That was one of the first things the democratically dominated Congress and the democratically dominated executive branch passed. Stimulus Package 2. And take a look at all the people that got paid in that crap. Biggest wealth transfer in American history. And did anything go to the supposed Poe in America? Yeah, the beans and EBT, all right, and welfare, utter beans, all right, while Wall Street and all these other people are reaping the rewards. That's why I'm telling you, socialist Bernie Sanders fans, this idiot Bernie Sanders is saying the same crap, different plate that Barack Obama said, and don't be bamboozled by it, for Christ's sake. All right? It's that important. It's that goddamn important. Anyway, let's take a couple of calls here. These are serious calls, all right? These aren't radio graffiti calls. I think we might got Asho on here. Asho, you there?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? You got something you want to say?
Oh, well, I was actually calling for radio graffiti this time. Because I wanted to shout out the Capitalist Confessions, but someone already did that for me. But I have something to talk about.
Go for it. What else?
Oh, okay. So my brother, I've already talked about my brother. He's a chemist, and we live in San Diego, and it's really difficult to make it here. As you know, a house is $500K starting, and so he's planning to move down to Austin, believe it or not.
I don't blame him. That's where the money's at. And to be honest with you, even though the prices are rising out here in Texas as it relates to real estate, it's half of what's going on over there in California, and the reason is because California has a lot of taxes, in-state taxes, that's really costing the real estate. The majority of the bubble is going into those taxes, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why he's trying to get out of here. The taxes, everything, the house prices, the gas price, everything's higher in California as we know it. And so Mexico is a choice, Tijuana, Mexico, because Tijuana is 40 minutes away from my house, literally. Like, I can take the trolley down to Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah, and you know, when people think Tijuana, you know, people think that it's still this scummy place. Let me tell you, because of the up-and-coming economy of Mexico, you know, all of a sudden it's starting to look a little bit more cultured out there, right? I mean, it's actually a pleasant place to visit in some aspects, of course, instead of the donkey shows and all that other crap. But I mean, for the most part, it's getting a little bit more industrialized. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, Tijuana is a really interesting place. It's not like San Diego, but it does have its nice places. It's like nice places and poor places where you'll get shot if you go there. Like, no kidding. If you go down to some of the places down in Tijuana, you'll get shot.
Well, it's because there's a two-tier system in Mexico. You're either filthy rich or dirt poor, and the dirt poor people realize that people that are coming in from not only America but other parts of the West that are visiting Mexico, they realize that a means of income is kidnapping people or robbing people or shooting people. You know, that sort of thing as a means of income. Am I correct?
Yeah. Like the filthy rich. I mean, the filthy poor hate the filthy rich because the filthy rich over there are mostly white, if you notice. In Mexico, the filthy rich are white and the filthy poor are dark skin color.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you. As a matter of fact, a lot of the people from Mexico, they actually live over here in Texas for about 6 months out of the year, believe it or not. I mean, they're all over Austin, Texas. They're all over the Southwest Texas. I mean, they actually pay for property in Texas so that they can live here 6 months out of the year. And these are white, you know, some of them blonde hair, blue-eyed people that they talk Spanish. You're absolutely correct. I mean, you know, that's what the Latinos need to realize out here in the United States when they try to sit here and try to say Viva Mexico, even though they've never been to Mexico, never lived in Mexico. They're probably 2 or 3 generations in to the United States. They don't understand that in Mexico, they don't consider all of Mexico one race. I mean, there is prejudice in Mexico, and you're absolutely right. It seems as if the majority of the people that have the wealth are a little bit more pale-faced than the average Mexican person that is pretty much living in absolute destitute out there in Mexico.
Yeah, like in order to make it out in Mexico, you have to be from a wealthy family. And to be honest, I consider myself from a wealthy family because my grandpa has a ranch and he makes wine in Ensenada.
Oh, that's pretty exclusive there, Asho. I mean, man, what kind of wine is it? Let me guess, a Cabernet?
Yeah, it's a Cabernet, and it's under our last name and stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome, man. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not a Cabernet fan. I'm more of a Malbec fan from Argentina. I love that grape, but that's pretty impressive. But I'm glad that you're actually coming out and understanding the discrepancy in economics, and you're starting to realize that, the economic system of Mexico is not something that is applicable to here in the United States, and really that's what is being constructed by the bureaucrats that are in power today. They want a two-tier system, and they want them, the political class, to be their own class system, which is pretty much what's happening in Mexico. Now, the only thing threatening that political class system is the drug trade. And the reason the drug trade is, basically manipulating the political class system is because of the illegality or making drugs illegal in the United States. You know, we have the harshest drug enforcement in the world, and yet we still consume like 80% of the world's drugs. So that's why guys like El Chapo can make billions of dollars and pretend to be locked up and then the next minute walk out of jail and go into a private jet. This is why, and this is what's threatening the political class in Mexico, and that's why the political class is scared. And to be honest with you, the only reason that El Chapo got picked up again is because our government helped Mexico capture him and make sure to threaten him enough to make sure that his men don't slaughter Mexican government officials, which he has done. He's gone into different cities and slaughtered sheriffs. He's slaughtered chiefs of police. So it's very dangerous in Mexico, and the reason is because the two-tier system, there's a lack of opportunity, and people are getting desperate. I mean, that's what happens when you have a government-regulated and a government-protected monopoly system. And it's not a coincidence that the richest man in the world is Julio Slim, and this man is a protected telecommunications monopoly, not only in Mexico, but in most of the countries in South America. And that is what makes the corruption in capitalism, is the fact that the governments force monopolies on people. So do you have anything else to say, Asho? Man, that was some pretty good discourse and pretty good insight, man.
Well, to be honest, no. I might be your neighbor. I might be your new neighbor, like I said, in Austin.
I tell you what, if you really do move to Austin, let me know. I might go out. You know, we might. Well, you're young. You can't. How old are you? You can't have a beer yet, right? You can't have a cerveza yet, right?
No, trust me. I am 19, and I go down to TJ and get some girls. To be honest, just drink some cerveza down there, get drunk, and then I come back. Hope I don't get a DUI while driving over here, and then yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't blame you for going to Mexico. I know that you could literally have money at 10 years old and they'll give you a drink down there. So I don't blame you for going down there. But hey, Asho, I really appreciate you calling up. That was some great discourse. And look, people need to understand. I mean, this is what's happening in Mexico, and this is what they're trying to construct here in America. All right. I mean, that's why, these richest people in the world are all leftists now. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about like Bill Gates, and all these other, Warren Buffett is all of a sudden a chum of Obama, for Christ's sake, because these are protected monopolies by our government, and we don't need this crap. That's not capitalism, all right? That's socialism, even though you socialists don't want to admit it. That's socialism, asshole, all right? All right. Anyway, folks, I got to get out of here, folks, all right? It's been fun. All right, please follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. And, of course, follow me, bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, thank you for listening in, folks. I really appreciate it. Please spread it around like wildfire that we are in effect and in the house. Same place, same time tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in with me, folks. Once again, follow me on Twitter, Politics Ghost, baby, all right? Don't forget, all right? Even if you just make an account just to follow me, for Christ's sake, it's that important, all right? Anyway, thank you for tuning in with me. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism, death to socialism, and death to totalitarianism, folks. I'm out of here.
That isn't just the sound of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class high-strength steel and aluminum frame being formed. It's the sound of conviction. Conviction that created a lighter, quicker, and more efficient C-Class, whose beautiful form commands attention, while its more powerful, fuel-efficient engine demands to be driven. This is what conviction sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class.